It's time to tee it up and kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and beyond. No one does it like Sports Zone Radio. And now you can live stream HD video of our broadcast coverage exclusively at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. All part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Chaz Hatch refuses to lose a deal over $1. Hard-hitting broadcast coverage of White Mountains football is up next. Now let's take you out to the field and join our broadcast team for tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
And a job well done by the Show Low High School Marching Band, everybody, as we bring you into tonight's Sports Zone Game of the Week broadcast. It's a bonus Thursday night broadcast of varsity football across Northeast Arizona. This is Show Low Cougars football, and it's presented by Hatch Toyota. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Floyd Simmons, and I do welcome you to Show Low Ford Stadium, the home of the Show Low Cougars and the site of tonight's big 3A East region matchup between the Show Low Cougars, who are ranked number 29 with a 1-5 record coming into the game tonight. They're getting set to take on the Fountain Hills Falcons, the team just behind them in the rankings at number 30. This game, with just a handful left for both of these teams, is a critical game for both squads. If they have any hope of making the playoffs, you've got to get a win in this one tonight. I cannot stress and underscore the importance of getting a victory tonight. That's what the Show Low Cougars are out to do. That's what the Fountain Hills Falcons are hoping that they can get done tonight here at Show Low Ford Stadium. Welcome in, everybody. As I said, my name is Floyd Simmons. I get to fly solo tonight, so I will try the best I can to conjure up the spirit of guys like Byron Brown B Squared, who is oftentimes my partner on these broadcasts, or Patrick Austin, another guy that is a frequent partner of mine on these broadcasts. I'll do the best I can to fill in where those guys normally would be found.
Get on your feet.
But I'm only going to be able to do the best I can. As you take a look at the Show Low Cougars taking the field tonight with the pyrotechnics and the bombs bursting in air tonight, celebrating the freedom we get in this great country of ours, and nothing better than small-town American football. A look at Michael Boyce, who handles the offense for the Show Low Cougars, and there's the head coach, Carlo Hernandez. We get ready to bring you the big one tonight here, and you just can't overestimate, I don't think, how big the game is for both of these football teams. The Show Low Cougars, I mentioned them as the number 29 ranked team in the state, an overall record of 1-5. Fountain Hills is ranked number 30. Their record is 2-5. For the Cougars, well, they are on in the midst of a 4-game losing streak. They opened the season with a loss, and that was a narrow loss to a very good Push Ridge Lions team. That game was played in Flagstaff at the NAU Walk-Up Skydome. That was a game that Push Ridge had to score in the final seconds of the game and then hold on to get a 24-21 victory over Show Low. You see on your screen there, Chuck Copeland, longtime official, referee here, set to lead the crew, the officiating crew tonight. And also you see that the Falcons have won the toss. They are going to defer and allow the Show Low offense without Nash Brewer and led by the guy right there wearing jersey number 4, Easton Pena. There's Jake Decker, number 11, one of the captains for this Show Low squad. Also out there, number 21. How about Jet Walker getting a chance to walk out with his guys before what is again, you can't, words don't describe how important the game is. Can the Show Low Cougars reverse a 4-game losing skid, get an important victory tonight in one of 4 remaining games on their schedule and maybe reverse their fortunes? If they win out from here, they end up at 500, 5-5, and along the way would have then beaten teams like the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets and Payson Longhorns, both ranked ahead of them. Give themselves a possibility, at least a slim possibility, of re-entering the playoff picture. You've got to be in the top 16 in the rankings to get into the playoffs or win your region. Something that can still happen for the Cougars and for Fountain Hills, as a matter of fact. There's enough games left, enough combination of things going on with people, different teams in the region, that either one of these teams could still win the East region. But if you lose this one tonight, I think your chances of winning the region are as close to zero as you could possibly get with the limited time remaining in the season. And then that ranking becomes all too pivotal. The problem here is that a win tonight, while that's very important, it's just not going to help the strength of schedule, because whoever loses the game is going to find themselves down the list, dropping even further in the rankings after this one tonight. Fountain Hills will pooch kick on the opening kick of the game. That's going to bounce around and go out of bounds. There comes the flag, a procedure penalty that will find the ball brought out to the 35-yard line for the Show Low offense. And we are underway, everybody, with the Sports Zone Game of the Week, a bonus Thursday night game. You've got this one here tonight. And we'll also bring you live coverage tomorrow night from Snowflake High School. It's homecoming for the Lobos. They're going to take on the Poston Butte Broncos tomorrow night. A 4A East Sky Region showdown between those two teams. And the Lobos hoping to improve upon a current number 22 ranking. How about that? An appearance in the state championship game last year and this season. After starting with 2 losses to begin the campaign, the Lobos find themselves in the first rankings produced this season. Last week, they find themselves ranked number 22. Poston Butte is number 18. That's tomorrow night's action. But to begin this one, and we are officially underway, the first give of the game, the first running play goes to Alexander Anderson. He gets the quick flip out here to the near side. And Anderson with no gain on the play to bring up 2nd down and 10. From the shotgun, here's a ball that is bobbled and dropped. On the snap, Cash Perkins. Cash Perkins starts at quarterback. And you get the first penalty of the game. This one works against Show Low, a procedure penalty. They'll step off 5 yards. Aaron Hewish, the umpire, sets the ball. And on 2nd down and 15, Perkins, sophomore quarterback, 5'11", 155, will hand it off. That's Alexander again. And Alexander Anderson with the carry. And he is going to be strung out to the near side and didn't get much out of it. Several of those Fountain Hills Falcons were there to help make the stop. And from the interior line, Nathan Malloy was part of it. -1 on the play, a yard lost. And now 3rd down and 16 for Show Low's offense. Chose not to throw on their first 2 opportunities, and now they'll line it up, go quarterback under center, fake it, roll left. Perkins throwing on the run. He's got his man, and that's going to be just a yard shy of the first down. A 15-yard gain on the play. Well done by the young quarterback, and he completes it to Preston Power. I believe that was Preston on the receiving end of it. Preston comes up 1 yard shy. 4th down and about 4 feet to go. And the Cougar offense stays on the field. Perkins lines them up. He's got 2 receivers split to the right. That is Jake Decker split wide out to the right, and the quarterback wants to try it himself. There goes Perkins up the middle. And the far side linesman is going to mark him, right at the line to gain. Here's the eyeball check by the referee. Chuck Copeland is checking it and says, after they spot it, yep, he made the line. And by the narrowest of margins, the Show Low Cougars have moved the chains. A fourth down conversion to begin with their opening possession today against Fountain Hills, and that will be marked at the 45-yard line now. And a first down for Show Low. So their first down of the game. They'll run the trap inside. The counter goes, and this one is going to go to the house. The Show Low Cougars strike first on a long run. Dane Rusma, 55 yards, and a Show Low touchdown. Great look right there of Dane Rusma, who's been dinged up a little bit, hurt this season, missed some action, but he is back, and you can see right there, he is flying high. Great speed from the sophomore. This very young lineup for the Cougars out there, sophomore quarterback, and now taking that little inside reverse from the wing. Rusma goes 55 yards to open up the scoring in this one. The point after is going to be blocked, and we're going to get a timeout, everybody, after we take another great look here. How about the look from our production crew as Rusma runs away from that defense? The pink socks are flying and into the end zone for a Show Low touchdown. Stand by, everybody. We'll grab a quick timeout. The kick coming up in a moment. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Settle for less on a gift when you can give way more for way less. The Hallmark Gold Crown store in Pine Top goes beyond having the perfect card. Exciting new lines were just released. Bourbon Barrel Foods out of Louisville, Kentucky features gourmet sauces, nuts, and seasonings. Jack Black's Men's Superior Skincare, be manly and clean. And for ladies, Pinkies Up, luxury teas, sugars, cups, and infusers. Open Monday through Saturday, the Hallmark is where smiles are made together.
Not only does Perkins Cinders dominate site excavation, driveway building, and underground utility installation, they operate cinder pits and mines where they are literally crushing materials year-round. Don't just finish a construction job, crush it. Perkins Cinders, helping you get a load of this.
Hey, we welcome you back, everybody. Welcome back into Show Low Ford Stadium and tonight's Sports Zone Game of the Week broadcast day. It's not as rare as it used to be. I was going to say rare, but let's just say less rare Thursday special. Big hit on special teams by the Show Low Cougars. They've got some great momentum early in this one. Now, I believe that was Alexander again. Alexander Anderson, I believe, is the guy who delivered the big hit. Maybe not. Carter Alexander. Sorry about it. Hey, just a freshman. Like a missile coming down on special teams to make the hit. You'll take a look at it again here on the replay. All fielded at the 26-yard line, and before this one had any chance of developing, there's Carter Alexander with the big hit for the Show Low Cougars, and it is first down for Fountain Hills. They are going to work from their own 30-yard line. And the give is straight up the middle. Carrying the football for the Falcons was Cannon Lips. Cannon Lips, 6'1", 175. Cannon actually lost a yard on the play. So great job right straight up the middle. And that Show Low defense. And the yard loss makes it second down and 11. The Cougars with a 3-4 defensive alignment. Fake the handoff. And that one is going to be stymied quickly. It's Alexander Anderson and others that get there off the edge. Show Low bringing the blitz.
34, 65, and 34.
You see Preston Power coming from the outside. Preston able to, well, I guess Preston is the guy that got there first, and then Alexander. And another loss on this one. 7 more yards lost on the quarterback sack. And the Show Low Cougars able to push the Falcons back into a 3rd and long situation. The Falcons are going to have to throw the ball. Roll right, throw back into traffic, and that one is nearly intercepted.
Number 3,
Sam Bernard, the quarterback.
Hunter Wood.
I believe that was Bernard who was lined up at quarterback. Sam, we've got him listed as a wide receiver, but perhaps, out of necessity, Sam has had to take over. His first pass attempt of the game was incomplete. So bring up 4th down and 18. And Show Low able to force the first punt of the game. 8 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. Listening to our broadcast coverage on local radio in the White Mountains, Mix 98, KRFM Show Low, the home of Sports Zone Radio. This one is not returned and downed eventually at the 38-yard line of Show Low. The Cougars take over. They've got the ball with just a bit over 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Second possession of the game for Show Low. The first one produced a 55-yard touchdown run. That was Ruzma who took it to the house. Dane Ruzma. And we'll see if Dane gets another opportunity here on this possession. Show Low is going to begin at their own 39-yard line. Show Low, by the way, has an illegal formation that isn't being called right now. I'm going to explain that here in a second as they run down the left side. And nice run for first down yardage. And that is going to be the quarterback himself taking the ball. That's Cash Perkins. And Cash gets 18 yards. 18 yards to pick up for the sophomore. And a Show Low first down. So the receiver split to the right is in the backfield. The slot on that side is also in the backfield. Well, as I take a look at it, they do have a tight end on that side covering the tackle. So perhaps I spoke too early as Jake Decker gets his first carry of the game. Brings it from the left side, trying to go around that right side, but the defense is there. The defense steps up, and the stop is made. Helping to lead the way for the stop is Sam Barnard. A yard loss on the play for Show Low, and Jake Decker, who now lines up split to the right near the sideline, right in front of the Show Low bench. 2 slots on that side. They'll run. Easton Pena will go in motion, and to give us up the middle to Alexander Anderson. And Anderson gains 4 yards on the play. 4-yard pickup. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. The ball just inside the Fountain Hills 40-yard line. Take another look on the replay. And really a great push up front. The Show Low offensive line, terrific job. Give a lot of credit to Jackson Judd, who moved a lot of territory, opened up a lot of territory. Pass completed, second time today to Preston Power. Power's going to take it inside the 30. See where they mark Preston down. It looks like they'll put him at the 27-yard line. So that's a 12-yard gain on the pass play. Very efficient work done in this short passing game early for the Cougars. They've run the ball well. The long 55-yard touchdown run, that quarterback run for first down a moment ago. Show Low's offense came out, and they came ready to play against the Falcons. Falcons come in with a 2-5 record. And now we're going to get a mesh point problem. Perkins, the quarterback, he ran, first of all, into Alexander Anderson. And then from there, it went from bad to worse. 2 yards lost on the play. Perkins gets dumped in the backfield. 2nd down and 12. Straight ahead for the Cougar offense. Under 6 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter. And the second possession of the game for Show Low, which began at their own 39-yard line, is steadily progressing and matriculating down the field. Yes, I said matriculating. Handoff to Easton Pena, his first carry, the cut back, and Easton is working through traffic and nearly breaks that one to the house. They'll tackle him just inside the 15-yard line. Easton Pena, his first carry of the game, and it's good for 15 yards. Mark him at the 14. And the Cougar offense with another first down early on in this one. Show Low's offense collects their 4th first down on just their second possession of the game. And if I'm not mistaken, Perkins himself, straight up the middle, it was Cash Perkins. And he's down at the 11-yard line, 3-yard gain on the play.
about 3
And it brings up first down and 7. I like the Show Low's got their down marker is like an LED down marker. I like it a lot. Makes it a little easier on these old eyes to see the down that they are flashing across the way. So second down and 7. Ball spotted at the 11, a high snap. That's going to go through the hands of the quarterback, and there's a collision in the backfield, and the Falcons are going to come up with the fumble recovery. They've got it at the 28-yard line, the high snap. Perkins thought his running back teammate might cover it up, so he didn't dive on it, and then it was overshot. I think that's Anderson back there. It is, and he just simply, the football can be difficult to handle. And the recovery is made by the Falcons. They're going to get their second possession, and it looked to be Elias Patea was the guy, I think, that made the recovery for the Falcons. They're going to have the football at the 28-yard line, their own 28. To begin what is now their second possession. Could not advance the ball. In fact, lost yardage on their a net loss of, I think it was 8 yards on their first possession. They ended up punting the ball, and now a low snap. Mix up in the backfield. And they're going to take off and get their first positive yardage of the game. Out of bounds right in front of the Falcons bench. That's Sam Bernard, the quarterback, who carries the ball. And Bernard is good for 4 yards on that broken play pickup to the far side. Second down and 6 on the way. Solo coverage on the near side receiver. And let's see if Fountain Hills decides to test that. They're not going to. They're going to give the ball on the jet sweep around the right side. And let's see who the ball carrier was.
Number 11, Jake Decker. A little bit short.
Gave it to the halfback.
Going to bring up third and short for the Falcons.
And a 5-yard gain on that play. And the guy that did pick it up was Gabriel Haynes. Haynes on the carry, and he is just shy of the first down. Third down and a couple of feet to go for the Falcons. Can they move the chains for the first time in this one today as we get just about 3 minutes remaining in the opening stanza? Hand off. They're running the power on the right side. Sholo's there to meet it. And I think that's going to end up coming up short.
85, Chris. First down. It's going to bring up fourth.
Yeah, no gain on the play. You see the T formation. That, my friends, is the old T formation run by the Falcons, and it was just plugged right up in the middle. Cannon Lips was the runner, and he gained nothing on the play. How about that? The T formation, everybody. That's what we ran. Coach Mendel in my junior high days, 8th grade football, we ran the T formation. Here's the give, left side, and that is going to be good for the first down. So on fourth down, in a critical game, a 3-yard gain for Lips. Lips is going to carry the ball for the first down. They needed 1. He made sure, and he got 3 on the play, and the Falcons will move the chains. That's their first down here in the football game as we get to 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and a 6-0 lead for Show Low. 6-0. Show Low in front. Two teams vying to stay out of the cellar in the 3A East region, and more importantly, give themselves some semblance of hope for the playoffs. And great downfield, outside rush by Preston Power. He is able to force the quarterback inside and to the ground for a big loss. 3 yards lost on the play. It'll be 2nd and 13 coming up. That's Sam Bernard back there, and there was just nowhere to go with Preston Power coming from that left side. Preston has moved around a little bit on that defensive line. We saw him earlier on the right side. Now he lines up in a 2-point stance on the left side. And a pass that is delivered high over the head of the intended receiver. And incomplete. Incomplete pass. 2nd down at 13. Straight ahead, football fans. So the Show Low defense is going to bring a few out. We've got a penalty against the Show Low defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer. And that is a 15-yard penalty that will produce a first down for the Falcons. So when it looked like this Show Low defense might stiffen up and get their second defensive stop, force another punt, possibly another punt. Instead, the Falcons move the ball to the 38-yard line on the 15-yard step-off. It's first down right there for the Falcons. And the give. And really very little running room, but somehow able to make something out of nothing. Maybe a yard, two. We'll find out where they end up spotting it down for Gabriel Haynes, the running back. 2-yard gain on the play. Second down and 8 now. Coming up under a minute remaining here in this first quarter.
Number 34, Carter Vander on the play for the Show.
Big thanks for joining us, everybody, on tonight's broadcast. A special Thursday night broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Show Low taking on Fountain Hills right now, 6-0. The Cougars out in front. And a second down and 8 coming right up. Handoff again to Haynes, and Haynes is knocked down in the backfield. Just nowhere to go. A very porous offensive line early, everybody. That's going to be a loss on the play. Haynes is dropped. Well, and that may be 3 yards. All the way back to the 49-yard line. Yep, a 3-yard loss. Final 10 seconds here. I think they're going to let it tick off. And so we'll come to the end of the first quarter, flip sides, and get ready for the second quarter, everybody. Thanks for joining us. A 6-0 lead right now for the Show Low Cougars over Fountain Hills. Stand by. The second quarter is on the way on this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
This is a special savings announcement from Hatch Toyota in Show Low. All new Toyotas have got to go, including 2024 models, and that means big savings for you. Save an extra $1,000 on all new Toyotas. But that's not all. Bring in your trade and receive an extra $1,000 off our written quote. And here's the kicker. Drive payment free for the rest of the year. No payments until January 2024. Hatch Toyota in Show Low is where the action is. Or HatchToyota.com, because these deals won't last forever.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Hey, welcome back in, everybody. Floyd Simmons on the play-by-play call for the Sports Zone in our Game of the Week broadcast, brought to you by Hatch Toyota. Second quarter getting underway here now, and a 6-0 lead at the moment for the Show Low Cougars. The Falcons, Fountain Hills Falcons, coming into town, and they'll go to work on third down and 11. Bernard throws a little awkwardly off his back foot, but able to complete it on the sideline right in front of the Show Low bench. You know, that was pretty well delivered in spite of maybe not the best mechanics of the night, and probably a throw that he'd like to be able to step a little more into and deliver a little more sharply. Gannon Young on the receiving end, by the way, and a 7-yard gain. You'll watch the play come right into your living room. On the throw from Bernard, you'll see that he kind of gets off that back foot. Here comes the throw. And enough time in front of the defender, Jake Decker, for Young to make the catch and bring up fourth down and 4. Bernard rolls left, throws on that crossing route toward the middle. And it was a pretty good attempt by Isaiah Chalman, but he was unable to haul it in on fourth down. And just like that, the Falcons turn the ball over on downs. So their second possession of the game saw them move the ball a little bit better than the first time around, but they still yield possession to the Show Low Cougars. And with 11:14 on the clock in the second quarter, and Show Low moving right to left across your radio dial, that's south to north. Show Low's going to take over, and Cash Perkins, the quarterback, fakes it, heads for the sideline, takes a big hit out of bounds at the 38-yard line
24 cash.
of the Falcons. That is a 13-yard gain for Perkins, and the young quarterback moves the chains again and again. Took that big hit on the sideline. Right at the end of it, you'll get a great look here on the replay. And a timeout, by the way, has been taken out on the field. Perkins able to step inside. Well done by the young quarterback. Might want to switch that ball to the outside next time, but more importantly, just run the play. Boy, huge hit at the end of it. That was delivered by Isaiah Chalman. And a timeout taken here in this second quarter, everybody. We thank you for joining us. So the teams come in. Show Low's ranked number 29 in the state. The Falcons are ranked number 30. That is just a huge leap to try and get from there to number 16 and a berth into the playoffs. As you see that a moment ago, well, there's Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. They'll bring you the halftime report coming up in a little bit. Thank you to Ace Hardware of the White Mountains as they bring you the Ace Hardware scoreboard show on Friday nights. Hatch Toyota are presenting sponsors of the Sports Zone Game of the Weekend. At the top of that was White Mountain Regional Medical Center. They will present at the end of this one tonight the Sports Zone's player of the game. And a big thank you to our sponsors. Ball at the 38-yard line, quick toss. That's Jake Decker with the reception. And then he will bob and weave his way up across the Falcons' 35-yard line. Mark him down right at the 34, so a 4-yard gain on the short pass play. Here's Perkins delivering. Easton Pena looking for somebody downfield to block, and he kind of whiffed, kind of missed right there. Interesting because Pena played most of the season as a guard before having to move a couple of weeks ago because of the injury to Nash Brewer. You'll see the give right straight up the middle for Show Low. And a scrum and a push, no whistles, and it's still alive. I'm going to blow the whistle at some point in this one. Now let's see who had the carry in the middle of, I think that was Alexander. It was Alexander Anderson on the carry, and Anderson is able to gain 4 more yards. And that play just went on and on. Made all those rugby players out there very proud. 3rd down and 2 to go. Show Low at the Fountain Hills 30-yard line. To get into the playoffs, you've got to be in the top 16 at the end of the season in the rankings, or you have to win your region. Most region winners.
Number 4, Easton Pena up the middle for Show Low Cougars.
As you watch Easton Pena gain 7 yards. Nice pickup by Easton. That's a first down for the Cougars. Most region winners are going to finish in the top 16 on any given season. Every once in a while, one team might be outside that, and they end up knocking somebody out of the playoffs. If you don't win this game, you're probably mathematically not going to get into the postseason. Just don't know how it could be possible with the few remaining games left that either one of these teams is going to have. Straight up the middle goes Anderson. Anderson to the 22-yard line as they'll spot him down. 1 yard gain on that previous play. 2nd down and 9 coming up. So you got to try, do everything you can. Play this like it's a playoff game. Try to win this one. Try to win your next one. Try to win out from this point on. You know, maybe you win the region if you win all of your remaining games. Perkins throws, trying to hit the slant, and it's broken up by the defender. The intended receiver was Ruzma.
Covered by number 3, Sam Bernard. Brings up
You'll see Dane running that slant. The ball and the defender arrived at approximately the same moment. A little high-low bracket action on defense by Fountain Hills defensive backfield. It's 3rd down and 9. Tight formation, single setback behind Cash Perkins, the quarterback under center. Fakes it, rolls left, throws on the run, has his guy. Little wing tee, passing action at its finest, and a dive to the pylon. but out of bounds, just shy,
The touchdown.
is Easton Pena, the receiver. Easton hauled it in, and he got to the 2-yard line. So a 20-yard gain on the pass play from Perkins to Pena. Easton really wanted the call. He was asking the official, come on, help me out here. But the official running down that sideline. And let's just cut to live, guys. We'll take a look at the pass to Easton in just a moment, okay? We'll get back to it. Again, the cut to live and the give to Alexander, trying to power his way in, and Alexander Anderson is in for the 2-yard. Show Low touchdown. Anderson scores it at the 8:10 mark here of the second quarter, and Show Low is on top 12-0.
Big shout out to Show Low Cougar line for pressing forward on that first and goal.
Flag down as Show Low goes for 2. That's going to be offside on the defense. So go half the distance. It'll be a 1.5 yards away for Show Low as we take another look. Try to get to another look here. On the pass play to Pena. Easton juggling the ball a little bit like an offensive guard might. And then just fighting his way, battling his way, and you see the step out right there. Great call by the official. Easton dove forward, hit the pylon. And if the foot hadn't hit the line there on the way in, well, that'd be a touchdown. So I can see what Easton was asking for sure. Power I formation, mix up in the backfield. The quarterback keeps it himself. Perkins ran into his tailback, and after that he said, I got this, guys. Turns it up, and Cash Perkins will convert as you watch the relentless battle for the touchdown a moment ago. That's Alexander Anderson from 2 yards out. And after the 2-point conversion, it's 14-0. Stand by, everybody. Back in a moment with more Sports Zone Game of the Week coverage presented by Hatch Toyota.
Team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
What's your style? Classic, farmhouse, yeehaw, antique, contemporary, European, bonjour. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, are the experts to not only help you discover what makes you, you, but they'll do it with your budget in mind. The Furniture Gallery doesn't just sell furniture. They help you turn a house into a home where families laugh and celebrate, share a meal, and create lasting memories. At the Furniture Gallery, they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Hey, back into it, everybody, and you saw the kick and the short return put together by Fountain Hills. They'll take over on offense at their own 31-yard line. Show Low leading this one here in the second quarter by a count of 14-0. The Cougars battling at home here, battling to keep their playoff hopes alive. And we get an illegal substitution on the offense. They'll march that one back just a few yards. That's the second penalty of the game on the Falcons. The first penalty was that 1.5 yard mark off on the extra point attempt for Show Low a moment ago. So only the second penalty now committed by the Falcons. And after 5 yards, it's 1st and 15. Fountain Hills are on 26-yard line. Thanks for joining us on this broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Floyd Simmons right here. And Show Low's defense shows up. At least a couple got there at the same time. Preston Power was right there, and I believe that was also the freshman who got there to share the quarterback sack. Carter Alexander was in on the play as well. Alexander, just a freshman. There's a marker down, though. We'll see if it ends up being a 10-yard penalty or not. Holding on the defense. So in a little twist, plot twist, it won't be a quarterback sack. Take those off the stat sheet, because the defensive holding penalty will have to be stepped off. So that's a 15-yard mark off, and it should be a first down. The officials having a little conference. Well, there's two conferences going on. The umpire and the head linesman are having a discussion. The referee and the other linesmen are also having a talk. And now here comes Chuck Copeland to explain something to Coach Hernandez. And you could see his initial reaction was somewhat disbelief. And now Chuck has to come over and sort things out with his crew. There's the mark off, my bad, 10 yards, not 15, 10 yards on the defensive holding. And it will not be an automatic first down, but it doesn't matter because it's first down all over again. They're just going to replay the first down, so it's 1st and 5. How's that sound? 1st down and 5 to go. Ball at the 36-yard line. Falcons work from the I formation, quarterback under center, give it to the tailback left side. And that is ended quickly. A 2-yard loss. More great defense by Show Low. They are really putting it together on that side of the ball. And the guy that carried the ball, Cannon Lips, was hit quickly. Connor Wood, another young defensive player for Show Low. He is just a sophomore. Connor was there. He stepped up. Looked like he was a safety rolled up on the play, and he got into the backfield quickly. 2-yard negative deposit overdrawn on offense for the Falcons. It is 2nd down and 7. And they're back to their own 34-yard line. Sam Bernard, the quarterback, with a single running back flanking him to his right. Bernard drops back to throw. There's the defense again. And after getting some help, Preston Power is going to find himself with a quarterback in his clutches. And he's able to deposit him for the quarterback sack. More negative yardage for that Falcons offense. This Show Low team is playing some spirited football for sure tonight. That'll be a 14-yard loss on the quarterback sack. Back to the 20-yard line. Brings up 3rd down, and now you need a chunk play if you're the Falcons. He'll be looking at 3rd down and 21 to go. Bernard takes the snap. Looking left, more pressure. He is flushed. Gonna have to step inside. Track down from behind. Spins out of those tackles. And he is knocked down hard out of bounds after getting a chunk play. He got a bunch of that yardage back. He is out to the 32-yard line after this gain. Give him a lot of credit. He peeled himself up off the turf. You'll take a look on the replay. He gained. Looks like he got 12 on the play. Kept it alive somehow. Thought he was going to go down here. Sidesteps that. Breaks another tackle there. Spins away from those would-be run stoppers and then hit hard out of bounds right in front of the Show Low defense. How about a 4th and 9? The punt team is on. And Jake Decker is back to receive the punt for Show Low. And it doesn't look like he's going to get a chance to return. He won't. That one will check up and come back into Falcons territory. Beautiful field position on the way for the Show Low Cougars. This one is down at the Falcons' 48-yard line. Show Low back to work on offense here with 5:40 remaining here in the first half. And a big thank you to everybody for joining us on our broadcast coverage of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota. Certainly hope you're having a great night, everybody. First down play coming up. Modified pistol with the quarterback in shotgun and two running backs nearby. A low snap. Perkins couldn't handle it. The Cougars had to protect it, dive on it to maintain possession. They'll end up with a loss on the play, and unfortunately for that young quarterback, he's going to be tagged with the lost yardage on the play. 5 yards lost. Second down and 15 on the way. The little droppage there. The Cougars fortunate to get on top of the football. Back to throw, Perkins. Receivers clear out. Perkins is going to try to throw deep, and it's stripped as he brought it back, and the officials whistled late, so I believe they're going to call that a fumble. I didn't see any indication from the officials that they were going to say his arm was moving forward. A hold, by the way, is flagged on the offense. Let's see. That's a close one, isn't it? That's close. Was the arm going forward? That's the question. And the officials, I guess, say it was. Or do they? The ball is marked at the 35-yard line. What are they saying happened here? Fumble recovered by... Did Show Low recover the football? Okay, so the Falcons do have it. So they did rule the arm was not coming forward. I don't know if that's a thing in high school football, but the ball was stripped. Recovery made by the Falcons, and they've got it with 5 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the first half. And the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report on the way. The Falcons have the ball at the Show Low 45-yard line. Great field position for Fountain Hills. Can they do something with it? Handoff to Lips, left side. Hit in the backfield, and down he goes. Another great defensive play by Connor Wood. He's just a sophomore and playing downhill all the way. To make the stop, you'll see it right about now. Good job. Got his shoulder pad on the thigh pad, then wrapped up and able to bring down Cannon Lips for a 2-yard loss on the play. Second down and 12. Straight ahead for the Falcons. They've got 2 remaining timeouts here in the half. Show Low's got all 3 of theirs, and a low pass that is fielded. The catch made by Gannon Young. And we'll see when they mark him down inside the Show Low 40-yard line to about the 43, I believe that is. Something like that. Gain of 9 on the play. And the Falcons are looking at third down. Third and about 3 coming up. Falcons with the football. Fake it to Lips. And Bernard is going to try to run around the near side. Not going to happen. Dane Rusma downhill from his Dane Rusma from his corner position. He was able to get some leverage on that blocker, keep him to the inside, keep himself free, and then get to Bernard to drop him for a big loss. That's a loss of, 7 yards. It's back to the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs. The ball at the 45 of Show Low. Fourth down coming up. Show Low believes the punt is on. There was some personnel change, and the punter is out there for the Falcons. Back deep to receive is Jake Decker for the Cougars. Clock ticking down right now at the 3-minute mark here. That's what remains in the first half. A 14-0 Show Low lead over the Falcons. Short punt. That is going to hit and interesting. It was caroming and going to take a roll for Fountain Hills, and they decided to catch it in midair and down the ball at the 24-yard line. Perhaps the coverage man believed that the ball might be scooped up, picked up, and returned by Show Low if he didn't just go ahead and end the thing right then and there, and he did. So the punt is down, and the ball is at the 24-yard line for Show Low. They've got 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in this first half. And listen, the way they move the ball here in the first half, and the fact that in moments this young sophomore quarterback has done a great job of helping this team put together some nice gains. I wouldn't put it past Show Low to be able to move the ball
number 34, Alexander.
within the time allotted, that's for sure. Alexander the carry, and Alexander is going to gain 11 yards. Spot him down at the 35-yard line. That's a first down. Move the chains right straight up the gut. And you see the fight at the end. Alexander kept it moving. Yeah, 2 defenders surrounding him before his teammates came to help out, and was still moving that mini pack that developed into a full-scale scrum at eventually. Ball at the 35-yard line. Fake it. Perkins rolls out to his right. Stops, steps, throws deep, and it's intercepted. That is going to be taken away on a nice defensive play. It was Jackson Butcher. Jackson Butcher back deep. He's the guy who was able to step in front of a pass intended. That was intended for Preston Power down the seam. And Butcher able to take it away with 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-0 Show Low in front, but the Falcons get the ball back on the second turnover of the game, I believe. Show Low was committed. Third turnover, pardon me on that. There was the fumble on the attempted pass by Perkins on the last possession. And then earlier, another fumble that the Falcons recovered. So the third turnover by Show Low, but they still lead 14-0. Falcons come out with slot receiver on the right side. And they're looking that direction to throw. More pressure on Bernard, and he is unable to escape. He says I was still alive. We'll see if the referee agrees. I'm not sure he does. Well, no, maybe he does. He's not spotting the ball. Well, hold on a minute. Chuck Copeland's getting an earful from the coaching staff from Show Low. Take a close look. Do we have the whole play or not? Maybe we don't. Oh, we do. Here we go. Take a look. They're going to say that the quarterback, Bernard, was not down on this contact, that he never touched down. He rolled right over. He's not down there. Well, the elbow went down, and that is something that Copeland might have been shielded from and couldn't see. Sebastian Jaquez did a great job to get there. It ends up being a 2-yard gain on the play. So second down and 8 now. So I could see where the referee made that call. Catch made inside the 40-yard line of Show Low. I'll get back to my explanation in a moment. This is going to be a big gain. Gannon Young hauls it in. And right at 31 yards. Count it. 31 yards to gain for a first down. And that's going to go to the Show Low 31-yard line with 1:44 remaining. 2 timeouts left for Fountain Hills, but they'll take one. No, Show Low, I believe, decided to spend a timeout in that situation. Let's grab a 30-second timeout. And we'll be back in just a moment here to wrap up this first half, everybody. 14-0 Show Low on top. We're back right after this on the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Hey, big thank you to Hatch Concrete, one of our many outstanding presenting sponsors of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. That is brought to you by our title sponsor. That's Hatch Toyota. We welcome you back in, everybody, to Show Low Ford Stadium. 14-0 lead here going into halftime for Show Low, but they're back on their heels defensively right now after that big 31-yard pass play downfield. by the Falcon offense. They've got the ball at the 31-yard line of Show Low. Shotgun set. Bernard, pump fake, and then his hits, and the ball goes flying out of his hands, out of bounds on the big hit by Preston Power. Power has been menacing the quarterback this entire first half. The big fella coming off the edge. You see him at the top of the screen there in the 2-point stance. And so far today, Preston has been unblockable. He just powers right through that left tackle, and Bernard pays the price on the incomplete pass attempt. The hit coming from that big fella, number 44, right on the release. The ball stays at the 31-yard line, but the clock did stop. We've got 1:38 remaining here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll break it down. We'll look at the stats from this first half. There's Cannon Lips, the carry. Able to escape one tackle, but only a yard gained on the play.
Left side met by number 36.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 9 with the ball now at the 30-yard line of Show Low. Clock counting down. Falcons have 2 timeouts remaining. Easton Pena, you see him there trailing the play. And it was, I believe, Connor Alexander, the guy that stepped up there for Show Low.
3rd and 9 for the Falcons.
To make that, Carter Alexander, the sophomore, making that stop. And timeout. Timeout taken by the Falcons, and that'll give us another chance to take a timeout. We'll grab one here, everybody. So we thank you for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We're back in just a moment. Final 55 seconds of the first half here on the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
What's your style? Classic, farmhouse, yeehaw, antique, contemporary, European, bonjour. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, are the experts to not only help you discover what makes you, you, but they'll do it with your budget in mind. The Furniture Gallery doesn't just sell furniture. They help you turn a house into a home where families laugh and celebrate, share a meal, and create lasting memories. At the Furniture Gallery, they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
This is a special savings announcement from Hatch Toyota in Show Low. All new Toyotas have gotta go, including 2024 models, and that means big savings for you. Save an extra $1,000 on all new Toyotas. But that's not all. Bring in your trade and receive an extra $1,000 off our written quote. And here's the kicker. Drive payment-free for the rest of the year. No payments until January 2024. Hatch Toyota in Show Low is where the action is. Or HatchToyota.com, because these deals won't last forever.
Hey, back into it. A pass completion out of the timeout. But that is going to be met by Easton Pena on defense for a short gain. Cannon Lips, the guy that hauled it in. And a 3-yard pickup on the play. 4th down and 6. Straight ahead, the ball sitting just outside the 26-yard line of Show Low. And we've got 28 seconds remaining in the half and 1 timeout left for the Falcons, but they've got to get a first down right here. I wouldn't say time to step up if a tackle is made in bounds if they get the first down. There's a hold that may or may not be called. Pass completed for first down yardage and stays in bounds. So Fountain Hill's going to have to take a timeout here. Clock counting down. They will stop it to move the chains.
Number 5, Isaiah, brought down by number 7.
They're gonna stop the clock to move the chains.
And number 9, Connor Wood.
And we're going to stay right here with it. You see the pass completion. The catch made. Isaiah Chalman able to haul it in, and let's see where he ended up getting knocked down. I'm trying to see the yards. It looks like the 18-yard line. That should be a gain of, I believe that was a gain of 8 yards on the play. 8 yards the pickup. And the first down for the Falcons. Final 9 seconds here the first half. Football fans, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to be with us tomorrow night for the Sports Zone's Friday Night Football Show, the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We're going to be talking a lot about the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. We're going to have some guests in studio with us, guys that know a lot about football across the White Mountains from the past 33 years that we have been covering this football. And we have announced our first inductees into our Hall of Fame. We're going to talk a lot about that tomorrow night. Incomplete pass down the left side, stops the clock with 4 seconds remaining. Dangerous pass, by the way. That one looked like it could get picked off and go the other direction. If that ball hangs up just a fraction of a second longer, I think Show Low has it with momentum going back the other way and might take that one all the way for a score, which would be a dagger right now to this Fountain Hills team that is struggling to try and regain some momentum. You see right there, if that ball goes, it is just a little bit more in the air. Somebody on that Show Low side likely ends up with the ball the other direction. By the way, the Falcons, Show Low going to take a timeout. They've got one remaining, but does it matter now with 4 seconds? They'll take a timeout right there to set their defense, see what Danny Hawkins dials up, the defensive coordinator for the Show Low Cougars. And 4 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. At the break, we'll talk more about this first half, which has been obviously a successful one for the Cougars. And then we will look at some statistics for you as well, football fans. Join us tomorrow night. 7 o'clock kickoff, the Game of the Week broadcast at Snowflake. Snowflake's homecoming against Poston Butte. Number 22, Snowflake. Number 18, Poston Butte tomorrow night.
4 seconds on the clock. Falcons take the field for 2nd and 10. Let's make some noise for the Cougar defense.
So from the timeout, the Falcons will throw toward the end zone, toward the seam. Pass caught. That's in the end zone, and that is a Falcons touchdown on the final play of the first half. Delivered by Sam Bernard, and he is able to find his receiver, Cannon Lips, right down the seam. And the Falcons, they took their time to get their first points of the game, but they sure enough were able to accomplish that. Catch made, dive ahead, signal, touchdown. The Falcons are on the board, everybody. We'll see if they can tack on the point after. Got to get enough guys on the field first. A high snap. It's put down. Great kick off all of that.
Kick is up. Kick is good.
Yeah, that kick is good. If I'm not mistaken, that was Jackson Butcher. Jackson Butcher, I think, is the guy that delivered that kick for the Falcons on the final play of the first half. Well, if you're Show Low, boy, that just hurts. It stings a lot, but Show Low proved they can get a lot of work done. They have. I think their offense, their numbers are going to reflect that here as we break them down coming up at halftime, everybody. And our score going into the break is Show Low 14, Fountain Hills 7. I want to also throw in a legal ID on our radio broadcast partner across the White Mountains. That's Mix 98 KRFM Show Low. Thanks for joining us there, everybody. The home of Sports Zone Radio in these great White Mountains. We're back in a moment for the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report. This is the Sports Zone Game of the Week broadcast presented by Hatch Toyota. Stand by, everybody. We're back in just a moment.
This is a special savings announcement from Hatch Toyota in Show Low. All new Toyotas have gotta go, including 2024 models, and that means big savings for you. Save an extra $1,000 on all new Toyotas. But that's not all. Bring in your trade and receive an extra $1,000 off our written quote. And here's the kicker. Drive payment free for the rest of the year. No payments until January 2024. Hatch Toyota in Show Low is where the action is. Or HatchToyota.com, because these deals won't last forever.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality surface, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Every home has a story to tell, and your furniture sets the stage. From classic to contemporary, farmhouse to European, the Furniture Gallery will match your taste with the perfect centerpiece or accent. Make each room in your home a place to gather, connect, and create lasting memories. The Furniture Gallery doesn't just sell furniture. They deliver comfort, quality, and unparalleled customer service. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, helps make a house a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
Whoa! Did you see Cellular One's affordable connectivity plan now comes with a 100 gigabyte hotspot?
We can stream for days.
Yes, that's right. The Cellular One ACP plan now includes 100 gigabytes of LTE data. Use it as a hotspot every month in addition to unlimited data on your smartphone. Tribal land residents on government assistance programs can access the free ACP plan, including those enrolled in WIC, SNAP, Lifeline, Pell Grants, and Medicaid. Get your free ACP plan at any Cellular One store today. ACP is a government benefit program and customers must qualify. Some restrictions apply. Limited time only, non-transferable. Limited to one line per household.
When words are just not enough, to celebrating an everlasting love or brightening your home with a splash of color, the Bloomhouse Floral Design Shop in Pine Top is your floral design partner. Beautiful spring blooms are ready for grab and go. Want to deliver flowers often but don't want the hassle of trying to remember? Bouquet subscriptions are now available. The Bloomhouse, open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 10 until 4, is dedicated to bringing the beauty of nature to all.
We get it. The last thing you probably want is a trip to the hospital. But the first thing you should consider is where you'll receive the best healthcare experience. At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, we strive to be the community's preferred healthcare provider. Need a home doctor visit, a wellness appointment, or to utilize the latest CT and MRI technology? Our professionally trained staff will care for you with empathy and purpose. White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Win 2 premium tickets to see the king of entertainment, Mr. Garth Brooks, up close and personal at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. An $8,000 value. Thank you, White Mountains, for all your votes. Naming Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint the best auto glass company in the White Mountains. And right now, when you choose us for your insured windshield replacement, you get to pick from 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. Or full-service car washes at the KK Express Wash, or a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, your name goes in the hat to be drawn for 2 premium tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, including a room at Caesars Palace and spending money. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass cash back. Woohoo!
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
Indeed it is. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to our halftime breakdown, and thank you to Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint for presenting it down on the field. You'll probably hear in the background the delightful sounds of the Show Low Marching Band, which did a terrific job with the national anthem to open the game, and they're out there entertaining the crowd and doing a great job here at halftime. Welcome back in. Before I break this down, I want to also say congratulations to the Show Low Lady Cougars soccer team. The soccer team, we got a chance to cover them and broadcast one of their matches a couple of nights ago right here at Show Low Ford Stadium, and it was a wonderful, wonderful finish, a 6-1 finish as Show Low defeated the Holbrook Roadrunners, and for Show Low, the number 1 ranked team in the state. That was their 17th victory on the campaign. 17-0, the Show Low Cougars girls soccer team. Terrific job. We want to congratulate them on a nice night there. Miley Hewitt and Mackenzie Coolish were the Sports Zone's players of the game. That's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. They were able to collect those 2 great T-shirts and get the acknowledgement of their outstanding performances. But it was an entire team effort. A great team, lots of talent. A number of girls, both senior and junior girls, maybe some of the younger ones as well, are certainly destined, if they want to play at the next level, play college soccer somewhere. And they are a tough team to beat, for sure. And I agree with their coach, Coach Chris Ellis, who says, really, the only ones that can beat them are themselves. Show Low's off to a great start this season. We wish them continued success at 17-0 right now. Back to our game at hand. And the Show Low Cougar football team, the boys varsity team, really has had kind of the opposite outcome. They've won the one game. They're 1-5 right now, ranked number 29 in the state. They're taking on a team that's 2-5 and ranked number 30 right now, the Fountain Hills Falcons. And Show Low does lead 14-7 here at halftime. The Cougars struck first early on in this one. On their opening possession, they were able to get a score at the 10-minute and 4-second mark of the first quarter. Dane Ruzma reeled off a 55-yard touchdown run for Show Low. The point after was no good, but Ruzma's great run put Show Low up 6-0 to start this game. A little back-and-forth battle the rest of the way in the first quarter, and then in the second period with 8 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, Show Low struck again. This time it was Alexander Anderson capping off a Show Low possession with a 2-yard touchdown run. That after a 20-yard pass reception set the team up to score. The pass reception hauled in by Easton Pena from Cash Perkins, the sophomore quarterback, and that did set up Alexander's 2-yard touchdown run. Following that, a 2-point conversion on a mix-up in the backfield. Perkins, the quarterback, was able to take it in for the 2 and make it 14-0. And then finally, on the last play of the first half, Fountain Hills got their first points of the game. Sam Bernard, the quarterback, connecting with Cannon Lips, his receiver, right down the seam. The catch was made. The touchdown scored by the Falcons. They got the point after kick to go as well, and they were able to draw within a score here. 14-7, our score at halftime, everybody. As we thank you for being with us. In a moment, I'll take a look at our first half stats. How does that sound? Well, and you're going to find out that the Show Low Cougars outgained the Falcons by a count of 166 to 66 yards of total offense. And I'll break it all down for you in a moment on the continuation of the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Stand by, everybody. Back to Show Low High School right after this.
Premium tickets to see the king of entertainment, Mr. Garth Brooks, up close and personal at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. An $8,000 value. Thank you, White Mountains, for all your votes. Naming Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint the best auto glass company in the White Mountains. And right now, when you choose us for your insured windshield replacement, you get to pick from 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets, or full-service car washes at the KK Express Wash, or a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, your name goes in the hat to be drawn for 2 premium tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, including a room at Caesars Palace and spending money. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back to you. Woohoo!
The team at Beeman Will Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
If there's one player on the field that outperforms the rest, it's Perkins Cinders. Like any all-star, they put in the hard work by sourcing, sorting, and delivering all things dirt. Concrete materials, gravel, cinders, topsoil, mulch, and more. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders will help you score that huge win with your project. Serving the entire White Mountains at PerkinsCindersInc.com. Get a load of this.
We live in a world of ongoing change, so why not appreciate the things in our lives that remain constant? For more than 2 decades, Joyce Furniture has provided a welcoming Shangri-La that carries the highest quality home furnishings with brands like Paul Roberts, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, and of course, Tempur-Pedic. Discover Joy's timeless handcrafted pieces that have the essence of our beautiful White Mountains. Come in and find that dream piece that will become a presence in your home for years to come. Joyce Furniture. Keep the joy of the mountains in your home.
Well, I believe we're back, and we are back, everybody. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report continues on. Floyd Simmons welcoming you back. A 14-7 halftime lead. Show Low in front of Fountain Hills. Take a look at the numbers from that first half. The Show Low Cougars with 9 minutes and 48 seconds of time of possession from that first half. That means that Fountain Hills actually had the ball considerably more, 14 minutes and 12 seconds. However, they were unable to cash in for points except on the final play of that first half. For the Cougars, with just under 10 minutes of time of possession, 8 first downs for Show Low, 166 yards of total offense, 125 of that on the ground, 41 yards passing in the first half for the Cougars. They did have, I believe, one long pass that was called back on a penalty. By the way, Show Low ran 23 total offensive plays for an average gain of 7.2 yards per offensive play. It's pretty good on limited offensive plays run by the team. The Cougars turned the ball over 3 times total, fumbled it 3 times, lost 2 of those fumbles, and did throw 1 interception. Cougars were not sacked in that first half, penalized 3 times for a total of 30 yards. So a pretty clean half, really, by both teams. This officiating crew has not thrown a lot of flags, and only 3 of those for a total of, as I said, 30 yards assessed against Show Low in the first half. Sophomore quarterback Cash Perkins is 4 out of 6 for 41 yards passing. That's 67% pass completions, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Leading receiver is Preston Power, 2 catches for Preston and 27 total yards, averaging 13.5 yards per catch. Easton Pena, 1 catch for 20 yards. That set up that second touchdown for the Show Low Cougars. Came in the second quarter. Jake Decker, 1 catch for 4 yards to round out the receiving stats for Show Low. On the ground, Dane Ruzma has only ran it 1 time, but that was a 55-yard touchdown run. So he's got the 55 yards rushing, averaging 55 yards a carry. You got to love it. 28 yards rushing for the quarterback, Cash Perkins, on 6 carries. He's averaging 4.7 yards a carry in the first half. Easton Pena, 2 rushes for 22 yards. And Alex Anderson, 7 carries for 21 yards there in that first half. Jake Decker carried it 1 time for -1 yard. Show Low's offense. On the other side, the Falcons, Fountain Hills, I mentioned 14 minutes and 12 seconds time of possession. They've gained 4 first downs, and if I'm not mistaken, 3 of those I think may have came on 1 series, but only 4 first downs total for Fountain Hills. Only 66 yards of total offense, 27 yards rushing, and nope, take that back. I'm looking at the wrong line there. 27 total plays, averaging 2.4 yards per gain in the first half. Total rushing yardage for Fountain Hills, -10. -10. They have been sacked numerous times for a lot of that lost yardage. At the high school level, you do count sack yardage against rushing totals. Sorry about that. At other levels, it goes against total passing yardage, team passing yardage, but not here at the high school level in so much as we understand it. Again, -10 yards rushing for the Falcons, 76 yards passing for Fountain Hills. Penalized twice for 6.5 yards. They have not fumbled and not thrown an interception in the game. They haven't turned the ball over yet. They have punted the ball a couple of times, given the ball up on downs, but they have not officially turned the ball over yet. Sacked 3 times in the first half, and that accounted for a lot of that negative rushing yardage for the Falcons. Quarterback Sam Bernard is 6 of 11. That's 54.5% pass completions, 76 yards in passing for Bernard. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Leading receiver is Gannon Young, 3 catches for 47 yards, averaging 15.7 yards a catch. Cannon Lips has 2 catches for 21 yards and the Falcons' lone touchdown on the final play of the half. Isaiah Chalman, 1 catch for 8 yards. Hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Running the football, the leading ball carrier is Gabriel Haynes, 3 carries for 4 yards. That Show Low run defense has been spectacular. 3 rushes, 4 yards for Gabriel Haynes. That's 1.3 yards per carry. And then you've got Cannon Lips, 6 carries for a total of -1 yard. And the quarterback, Sam Bernard, 7 rushes for minus 13. Of course, you have to keep in mind that Sam was sacked 3 times, and all of that counts as negative rushing yardage against that young man. Sorry about that, Sam. We'd like to do you better than that, but that's the best we can do on our official Sports Zone stat sheet, which is handled by the lovely Sonia Simmons. Well done, Sonia, from that first half. Good job. You deserve a high five. She's not meeting me there. She's not meeting me for the 5. Okay, got it. I wasn't even being sarcastic. Hey, the teams have returned. We're just about set to go for the second half. Want to thank Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint for presenting the halftime report. And thank you, folks, for joining us along the way. Thank you to our entire roster of outstanding sponsoring partners, without whom we just could not get all this done. Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you. Thank you, Hatch Concrete, for the partnership. Thank you to the Hallmark Gold Crown store in Pine Top. And right across the parking lot from the Hallmark store is the Bloomhouse Floral Designs Shop. They were also one of our presenting sponsors of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Thank you to the Bloomhouse. And the next time you need an arrangement done, you need something handy in that way, boy, I tell you, the Bloomhouse is standing by ready to go and ready to help out. Big thank you to White Mountain Regional Medical Center, presenting sponsors of the Sports Zone's Player of the Game. We'll do that at the end of this one here today. And thank you goes out to other outstanding partners like Ace Hardware of the White Mountains. Thank you to Perkins Cinders. Perkins Cinders is going to bring you throughout the rest of this season and on into the future. They're going to bring you the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame inductee presentations. Great trophies that we have, and 3 Hall of Fame inductees already identified. Brett Brewer of Snowflake. Also, Scooter Sprott of Blue Ridge, and Rathan Reisdorf of Show Low, the first 3 inductees into our Hall of Fame. There is a tackle made after a very short return. And boy, Fountain Hill's going to have a long field in front of them to start this second half as we bring you back in, everybody, to the Sports Zone's Game of the Week broadcast. It's presented by Hatch Toyota, and again, the rest of our outstanding sponsors like Beeman Well Drilling. Thank you to Beeman for the great partnership, to Joy's Furniture, joining us for the first time here in 2023. Thank you to Tammy and the great folks at Joy's Furniture for all that they do. A big thank you goes out to Cellular One of Northeast Arizona. They have been with us from the very beginning. For 33 years we've been doing this. They have been with us from the start. Thank you to Cellular One. And a thank you goes out to the Furniture Gallery in Snowflake. Great furniture options for you. Custom furniture as always. And you're going to love it when you get on out there to the Furniture Gallery in Snowflake. There was a pass completed downfield, but a marker thrown by the umpire, and that's, in all likelihood, that's a hold, and it is going to be a hold. So scratch the thought there as the Falcons begin the second half from their own 10-yard line. That was a good-looking pass put together. You throw that one in stride, and there's a lot of green field in front of the Falcons for what would have undoubtedly been a huge further gain on that with a run after catch, but that's going to come back. And then mark it back half the distance, a 5-yard penalty back to the 5-yard line. And it's 1st and 15 after the hold. And the Falcons will have to try and do it all over again as we do get this second half underway. Floyd Simmons here. A big thank you to our production team, which is led by our producer, Derek Simmons. As the give is up the middle, and that's going to be another loss for that rushing attack. Cannon Lips is the guy that ends up with the carry, and if the camera look there is accurate, then it looks like the guy or one of the guys that led the charge there defensively got there was Chris York-Smith.
Second down, 16 yards to go for the Falcons.
And Chris able to make the stop, the sophomore on that defensive line. It's a very young Show Low team. I can't wait to see what they do in a year and 2 years with all these young guys, sophomores. They got a freshman out there on that defense. And after the loss of 2 at second down at 17, ball at the 4-yard line. Call it a loss of 1 yard, that last play. Here is Sam Bernard throwing short of his receiver, running for his life across that end zone, and throwing incomplete as he gets a little low 5 there from Dane Ruzma, putting that pressure on. The incomplete pass will bring a 3rd down and 16 for the Falcons.
trailing 14-7. And when they didn't get back and make a clean receive on the kickoff, well, the next thing you know, they were pinned to the 10. The penalty put it back at the 4. Trouble right here for Sam Bernard. And the offense for the Falcons. He's rolling to his right. Gets some protection out there. Throws back across into the middle, and the catch is made at the 16-yard line. Well, pretty well done. And the guy that comes down with the football, I believe that was Jackson Butcher, if I'm not mistaken, on the receiving end. It was Jackson, the junior receiver. And Jackson is able to get 12 yards on the play. It's 4th down and 4. And you can bet the Falcons are going to send it away, going to punt from deep in their own territory here. Still early on in the third quarter. And standing at the Falcons' 43-yard line to receive the punt is Jake Decker. If I'm Jake, I'm moving up 10 more yards. I'm going to move up. I'm going to try to give myself a chance to return this. Actually, Jake, who will fair catch the ball, muffs it. It's on the ground and recovered by, looks like Show Low has it. The indicator from the official coming in, the linesman from the far side, is that Show Low made the recovery after the muffed punt. Well, Jake knew exactly where to be. He was at the perfect distance to field the kick. He tried the fair catch. And a young man who, frankly speaking, had to take on the punt return duties just recently and probably hasn't had a lot of experience. We all know how tough it is to field a punt, and Jake gets a break. His team gets a break because they're going to be able to recover that muff. So the Cougars take over with great field position, their first second-half possession, and they've got the ball at the Falcons' 44-yard line. The sophomore quarterback, Perkins, hands off right side, Easton Pena, and he's going to find a seam, and a big gain for Easton. We'll see where they spot him down. How about 18 yards on the running play as Easton got ahead of steam. This guy was a guard. He was an offensive lineman most of the season. Without an injury to Nash Brewer, that guy right there would still be playing guard. But Easton is such a good athlete. They moved him. The game that Nash went down and was lost to injury, that was the Paradise Honors game. Easton went from guard to running back and eventually to quarterback, and now you get another carry and another first down on this gain. Easton will take it to the, looks like the 14-yard line, 12 yards the gain this time for Pena. And a Show Low first down. So Easton is going to, I think, start to carry the bulk of the load in the running game here, at least in this early going of the third period. 9:29 on the clock, everybody. Third quarter. 14-7. Show Low in front of Fountain Hills. Handoff. It's going to be Anderson carrying the ball this time, and Anderson gets a single yard on the play. A gain of 1. Knocked down at the 13-yard line. Second down and 9, straight ahead. 9:10 on the clock here in the third quarter. Don't forget tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 5. How about the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show, everybody? That's at 5 o'clock tomorrow. And then, 7 o'clock, the kickoff of the Sports Zone game of the week. That'll be homecoming for the Snowflake Lobos as we sort out the offside infraction.
Offsides on the Falcons.
So the 5-yard step off against the defense will make it second down and 4 now for Cash Perkins and the Show Low offense. Snowflake takes on Post and Butte tomorrow night, and we're going to have it for you. That ball, was that on the ground? And did Cash Perkins, did his knee touch down? Nobody saw it. Nobody said anything anyway. Looked to me, and I kind of wasn't focused in exactly on the quarterback at the moment, but I thought the knee might have touched down. I think it did. I think he picked it up right there, but he still gains a yard. He gets a yard out of it because nobody whistled it down. And I could be mistaken, but from that angle, it looked like what I saw in the original look. The knee was down when he picked it up. Should have maybe been a loss, but it's third down and 3. Perkins running for his life, able to escape, got the first down, and he is going to lean ahead
and try to get into the end zone. And he did not, but he is right at about the 1 yard line. The lean did not happen for him. 7 yards the gain on the play, though. We'll get a good look right here from this angle. Perkins. Here he comes. You see him angling for the pylon, and he goes out just a yard shy. So 1st and goal on the first down pickup for the Show Low offense. Set up to score again. From the I formation, they'll give it to the tailback. The ball comes out on the initial hit. He wouldn't have made it anyway, and the Falcons are celebrating as if they have forced the 4th turnover of the game on Show Low. And the officials agree. The officials have signaled Falcons football. They've got it at or near the 1 yard line. Take another look on the replay. Those watching the live video stream on the Sports Zone's Facebook and YouTube channels. Pena, the guy with the ball, it was knocked out. He gained nothing on the play, and then, to add insult to injury, he turns it over on the fumble. Now the Falcons, who began the half with the football at their own 10-yard line and could do nothing with that possession, and now they've got a 99-yard field in front of them. This is not where you want to be if you're the Falcons. But they've got the ball. Handoff, left side, trying to get some room, and I don't know. I think that's a no gain. I think the tackle is made. I think the tackle was made right there, and now there is a
no gain on the play. We got
a scrum, some fisticuffs, and
flags everywhere.
And here's the thing. I got to say, somebody from Show Low got a little bit uptight because the Falcon player was trying to step across and go over, and when that happened, I believe one of those Cougar players right there took umbrage. Oh, and then when he tackled the player, that should be an ejection, I believe. Unsportsmanlike on that individual who, and now here comes a Falcon player. That draws the flag right there because the Falcon player decided he was going to push a Show Low guy. And unfortunately, they're going to have to sort all that. While they sort it out, we'll take a timeout, everybody. We'll grab this timeout with 7:17 on the clock, third quarter. 14-7 Show Low in front. Sports Zone Game of the Week. It's presented by Hatch Toyota. Back in a moment.
Have you heard the big news? White Mountain Regional Medical Center in Springerville is bold in their approach to upgrade and improve your healthcare experience. Not only do they have professional, experienced providers that service a wellness clinic, laboratory and physical therapy services, and imaging and surgical services, they are also expanding their ER facility and capabilities. White Mountain Regional Medical Center strives to enhance the wellness of your community, one patient at a time.
What's better than a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte? 16 grandes paid for by Cellular One. Use your Cellular One talk, text, or data to enter our Winter Wednesday drawing. Every Wednesday this September, 23 lucky Cellular One customers will win a $100 Starbucks gift card. Stay connected with loved ones, and maybe you will be enjoying coffee on us this week. Check out Cellular One's Facebook and Instagram page for details. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over and September 30th. Visit our website for full rules. No purchase necessary. Ends 9/30/23.
Well, you saw in the picture-in-picture look that we had for you right there that the referee, Chuck Copeland, indicated unsportsmanlike conduct against the Falcons, then unsportsmanlike conduct against Show Low, and then another unsportsmanlike conduct against the Falcons, and then another unsportsmanlike conduct against Show Low, and maybe one more on Show Low, and some ejections as well. So there were some players that are going to be invited to not play any further in this game or, unfortunately, the next game. Because if you're ejected from a game tonight, you also miss the next game. And so I certainly wish I could read lips right there, which I can't. But I would venture a guess that the kid for Show Low that made the tackle is going to be ejected, and then the kid that came along and pushed for the Falcons would be ejected. I would assume that those would be 2 ejections and 2 total, but I'm not sure. Go ahead and you can give us a little bit of that replay again. I'm sure the folks are excited to see it one more time, and of course you can always go back and rewatch and rewind on the on our channels there, so you can see right there's the tackle. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Not supposed to do that. And there's some pushing and shoving going on at the moment, and here comes another player in. He's going to decide, I'm going to shove one of those Cougars. So, some young men get a little incensed. Hey, listen, it's football. Okay, guys are stepping all over you and falling on you sometimes. It's just part of it. And you can't let your emotions get the best of you like that. After all of that, we're going to replay second down, everybody. Or maybe all that happened after the play, and it's just second down and 10 from the 1 yard line. Handoff. Show Low's defense has been stout tonight, and I'm not sure who was ejected. I'm not sure who was ejected, but one way or the other, there is a couple of players gone. And that Show Low defense is still pretty tough out there. Just a 2-yard gain on that play. 2 yards to pick up, 3rd down and 8 coming up. I believe the guy that carried the ball on that last play, I think it was Jackson Butcher that carried the ball. Well, nope, it wasn't Jackson. Pardon me on that. Let's take a look. We saw there on the replay. It was Gabriel Haynes. Haynes got the 2 yards right there. So 3rd down and 8. The situation for Falcons offense. And
call on the field results in a delay of game by Fountain Hills.
We're just
half the distance to the goal.
Taking time and confusion and this and that. And
3rd and 9.
A penalty, about a 1.5 yard penalty. Call it 2 yards. 2 yards penalty on a mark-off on the delay of game just now on the Falcons offense. And 14-7 is our score. Deep throw, go route, left side in front of the Falcons bench, but that's incomplete. Hey, pretty good throw, really. It really was, and I think it was a very catchable ball. That's pretty good, but incomplete. And it brings up 4th down, and the Falcons are going to have to punt from the shadow of their own goal line. I think they're at the 2 yard line. And if I'm Show Low right now, I'm pinning my ears back. I'm coming after that punt. I'm going to do everything I can to block it. Bring the house. Decker's going to drop back right now, standing at the 25 yard line.
Number 11, Jake Decker, back to receive the punt by the Falcons.
Here we go. Got to get it away quickly. Yeah, they do. It's not much of a punt. Hits at the 22, and it'll roll forward, and then one of the Falcons bumps it stopped, and it goes to about the 27, 28 yard line. That's where Show Low has the football. You kind of knew, didn't you? You kind of knew when the Falcons were forced to have to run the ball. That's kind of what you do when you're getting a lot of pressure from the defense on your quarterback. You're just trying to get the ball out and away from the goal line the best you can. You hope to bust maybe a run, a 10 or 15-yard run, and then start to play some regular offense. Couldn't get it done. And so they put themselves in a position where, in all likelihood, Show Low was going to get terrific field position. And if you're the Cougars, who are sitting at the 28-yard line right now of the Falcons, could you have asked for a better scenario to start your offense? Yeah, I guess the only better scenario is that you maybe were able to return that ball and you took it to the house. Here's a little give inside. Show Low, broken tackles, up the middle. Ruzma running the same exact play he ran before for a touchdown, and it goes again. This time, 27 yards for Dane Ruzma. Well, Dane got it done. That's the second touch for Dane. The first time he did that, ran the exact same play, it was a 55-yard touchdown. Now he does it again. This time he makes it a little more exciting with the broken tackle situation. And he goes into the end zone, 27 yards for a touchdown for the Cougars. Illegal procedure on the offense, trying to get the point after done. So move back 5 yards, and Show Low will kick from the spot coming up. Kieran Charlie is the kicker. And this is the equivalent of about a 23-yard try now. It's blocked. Kicked it right into that middle of that defense. They overwhelmed Show Low's protection. And the touchdown was good a moment ago, but the point after fails. 20-7, Show Low in front. 6:15 on the clock, third quarter. Back in a moment with more of the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Have you heard the big news? White Mountain Regional Medical Center in Springerville is bold in their approach to upgrade and improve your healthcare experience. Not only do they have professional, experienced providers that service a wellness clinic, laboratory and physical therapy services, and imaging and surgical services, they are also expanding their ER facility and capabilities. White Mountain Regional Medical Center strives to enhance the wellness of your community, one patient at a time.
What's better than a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte? 16 grandes paid for by Cellular One. Use your Cellular One talk, text, or data to enter our Winter Wednesday drawing. Every Wednesday this September, 23 lucky Cellular One customers will win a $100 Starbucks gift card. Stay connected with loved ones, and maybe you will be enjoying coffee on us this week. Check out Cellular One's Facebook and Instagram page for details. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over and September 30th. Visit our website for full rules. No purchase necessary. Ends 9/30/23.
Back to the action. Welcome back, football fans. Join us tomorrow night, 5 o'clock for the Friday Night Football Show, the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. We'll have some guests in studio, and we'll be talking about the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame a lot tomorrow. Talk about some of the all-time greats, legendary football players we have gotten a chance to see in our 33 years of covering White Mountains football here at the Sports Zone, and the iconic Friday Night Football Show. That begins at 5 o'clock on Mix 98, KRFM, broadcast home, Sports Zone Radio. And then, of course, live video as well as radio of the Sports Zone's Game of the Week tomorrow night. Snowflake hosting the Poston Butte Broncos. And the head coach of Poston Butte, the former coach on staff at Blue Ridge High School, coached under Paul Morrow for many years. Dane Thompson is the guy that leads that Poston Butte Broncos football program. Handoff up the middle, and Show Low's defense, again, just way too much. Way too much for the Falcons. Try as they might, they're just not going to find anywhere to go with the football. And carrying the football is a gentleman, young man who does not appear on any roster that we have, who wears jersey number 44. We don't have a name to match that jersey number. Second down play coming up. The ball at the 35-yard line. Falcons own 35 and just under, right at 5:35 remaining in this third quarter. Throw the football. Oh, that pass is caught, and then immediately the stick is made on the receiving end. Hauling the pass in. Anthony Mucci with the catch. Mucci, number 83, is just a freshman, by the way, and the guy that hit him and brought him down is also a young man. He's only a sophomore. Connor Wood on the tackle, a 5-yard gain for the Falcons. Good look on the instant replay. Great job all night long by our production team. Derek Simmons, the producer. Technical director is Joe Matthews. Getting camera work tonight out of Big Sean Ulvestad. And our statistician is the lovely Sonia Simmons. And me, I'm just the guy that gets to tag along. Here's the pass caught. And first down yardage, and a very physical tackle at the end of it. I tell you, these two teams, there is no love lost between these two teams. And I'm a little surprised. There's a lot of chippiness. I don't know. Is this a standard fare between these two teams? Doesn't seem the usual. There's Kyle Irvin finishing with a very, very hard tackle on Isaiah Chalman, who hauls it in for a gain of 7. 7 yards to pick up and a first down. The ball at the 47-yard line for the Falcons. Handoff. And once again, just nowhere to go with the ball. Very modest gain, maybe 2 yards. Haynes, the ball carrier, Gabe got, again, the 2 yards just shy of midfield. Mark it at the 49-yard line for the Falcons. Clock ticking. With Falcons offense, they burn a lot of clock running the football. I got to see the Falcons play for the first time last week. That was at Fountain Hills, Blue Ridge at Fountain Hills. Yellow Jackets with a productive night and a big win. I believe, what was it, 48-21 or something in that neighborhood. Big game for Blue Ridge's running back Jace Barton. He got great work done up front by the offensive line as another quarterback sack registered by the Show Low Cougars. Coming straight up the gut, Jackson Judd, all 5'6" of Jackson, able to bury the quarterback. It's a 9-yard loss on the play. Bernard nowhere to go, and Jackson, terrific job. So third down after that loss, third down and 16. What does Bernard have up his sleeve? Under 3 minutes remaining here in the third period. Down the seam, pass is caught, first down and more. Well, that was big, timely for sure. And the guy on the receiving end was Isaiah Chalman. He hauled it in. And it's a 21-yard gain on the play. That was just what the doctor ordered. You see the wobbler come out, and just over the top of Easton Pena's defense, Chalman able to haul it in for the big gain, and the Falcons move it inside the Show Low 40-yard line. Mark that at the 38. A 20-7 lead for Show Low. Falcons trying to battle and stay in it. This is so important, this game. You see the rankings there on the scoreboard graphic if you're watching the video. There's more effort to run and just nowhere to go. And, it was Gabriel Haynes carrying the ball. The guys there, Chris Yorksmith was among the first on the scene. Kyle Irvin is right there to help make that tackle. And porous offensive line for the Falcons, who have had trouble doing anything to open a gap, open a hole for the runners on that offense. The Falcons, really most of the running they're doing is chewing up clock because it's not chewing up yardage. This throw, I'm going to say that that was a back shoulder attempt is what I'm going to say, but the receiver wasn't on the same page. Gannon Young outran the attempted throw by Bernard. And it goes incomplete, stops the clock with 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining. Third quarter, everybody. Show Low 20. Fountain Hills 7. Tomorrow night, I'll be joined by Byron Brown on the broadcast of our coverage of Snowflake's homecoming. So we'll be there tomorrow night. Kickoff 7 o'clock on the Sports Zone's Game of the Week broadcast. Here comes the third down play. Bernard from the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. And down the middle it goes, and wide open again, and the pass is caught. Short this time of the first down.
Isaiah Chalman,
Chalman was the guy on the receiving end. We'll see where they spotted him, right at about the 31-yard line. Let's check it out. That should be about a 12-yard gain. It is 12 yards of the pickup on the play. Kyle Irvin making the tackle. And Fountain Hills wants a timeout, so we'll take a timeout, everybody. Stand by. More third quarter action. Coming up, a 2-touchdown lead for Show Low, the Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
We live in a world of ongoing change, so why not appreciate the things in our lives that remain constant? For more than 2 decades, Joyce Furniture has provided a welcoming Shangri-La that carries the highest quality home furnishings with brands like Paul Roberts, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, and of course, Tempur-Pedic. Discover Joy's timeless handcrafted pieces that have the essence of our beautiful White Mountains. Come in and find that dream piece that will become a presence in your home for years to come. Joyce Furniture. Keep the joy of the mountains in your home.
The team at Beam & Will Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beam and Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beam and Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beam and Well Drilling.
Big thank you, Paul Wyatt and Beam and Well Drilling, as the Falcons take a shot at the end zone. Bernard's pass is just out of the reach of Isaiah Chelman. And on coverage, providing the defense deep for Show Low and trying to stay step for step is Connor Wood. That pass is incomplete. It just drifted a little bit on Bernard and just out of the reach of Chalman, and it stops the clock with 1:01 remaining in the third quarter. For the Falcons, they've got to be in 4-down territory, don't they? It's fourth and no, that was fourth down. My apologies. It was fourth down. I should have been on the scene with that. So the turnover on downs as the Falcons take a shot at the end zone and come up empty. And it remains 20-7. 20-7. Timeout. Falcons, I believe. Interesting right there. Interesting. Did they just take their final timeout of the second half? And in a most unusual situation. That's a difficult one. That's a hard one to understand for sure right there. Let's take a look while they're in timeout. Let's have a gander, shall we, at the rankings. Can we do that? The 3A rankings. And coming out of nowhere for most 3A football fans here in Arizona are the Mojave Thunderbirds, undefeated and the number one ranked team in 3A football. The only undefeated team left in the 3A. Mojave is 7-0, and they've had some impressive wins along the way. Scouting report on them is they've got an amazing next-level type running back, but along the way, a big win over Paradise Honors, beat them 56-28 back in week number 2, 42-0 over Lake Havasu, 40-6 over Lee Williams, 70-0 last game out, as we see a Show Low interception. And that is Sam Bernard, who decides to give himself up, slide in, and his team is going to have possession at the Show Low 45-yard line as Cash Perkins floated one up. He was trying to throw deep to Preston Power, but that was undercut nicely by Bernard, and he gets the interception there. Second interception for the defense for the Falcons. The Falcons still have not turned the ball over today, have they? No turnovers for Fountain Hills. Show Low is now, that's number 5. Turnover number 5 today, I think. 5 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles committed by the Cougars. And yet they lead the game, and yet they have a 2-touchdown lead. Imagine you don't turn the ball over. Imagine where Show Low could be right now. That's really got to give them, it's got to be frustrating yet. If you win this game, you keep the lead, you go in, you take the victory. You know that you probably should have put up at least 2 or 3 more touchdowns than what they've gotten based on the fact that they've turned the ball over. And you've got to think about your prospects for the remainder of the year. Got to be pretty good. If I'm Show Low, I got to really feel good about myself about right now. First down after the turnover, a 10-yard penalty is marked off, and the ball now at the Fountain Hills 45. Pass caught, middle of the field, and a big stick is made at the end of it, but that is going to be a completion and a nice gain nonetheless. Jackson Butcher on the receiving end of a 12-yard pass completion after the run. You see the throwback. Dangerous to do that, right? Butcher is able to make good on it. You see Dane Ruzma, Kyle Irvin combining on the tackle for the Cougars. Ball at the 43-yard line of Show Low. Final 20 seconds, probably the final play of the quarter. I'm kind of guessing that Fountain Hill's going to run the football right here, and that should make it the final play of the third period. 10 seconds remain in the quarter. Nope, they're throwing. How about that, huh? Marker down on the snap, and of course it's not going to be the final play because I said it would be. And the teams are going to conspire to not let that happen. Incomplete pass stops it with 3 seconds remaining in the quarter. But there was a marker thrown by the the head linesman. Illegal procedure on the offense.
False start on
That is not the head linesman, by the way. That's the linesman, I believe. So 5-yard mark off. It's going to be first down and 15 back to the Cougar 48-yard line for the Falcons offense and the final play of the quarter. Well, okay. Should I say that? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe not the final play of the quarter. 20-7, Show Low, the lead right now. The Falcons will line up with a running back flanking Sam Bernard, the quarterback, to his left. Trips left tight to the formation, and Bernard wants to run. And on the final play, he is going to get, I think, yardage enough for the first down. Ball comes out. Did the ball come out? So a fumble.
Quarterback up the middle. Fumble on the play.
Fumble and recovered by the Falcons. Falcons have the ball to the 31-yard line. Gain of 17. And that's enough for a first down. They're going to flip sides of the field for the fourth quarter coming up. So there you go. Big gain of 17. Sam Bernard, great run for the Falcons. And our score going into the fourth quarter, 20-7. 20-7, Show Low in front of Fountain Hills. In the final 12 minutes on the way, everybody. The Sports Zone Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Back in a moment.
This is a special savings announcement from Hatch Toyota in Show Low. All new Toyotas have gotta go, including 2024 models, and that means big savings for you. Save an extra $1,000 on all new Toyotas. But that's not all. Bring in your trade and receive an extra $1,000 off our written quote. And here's the kicker. Drive payment free for the rest of the year. No payment until January 2024. Hatch Toyota in Show Low is where the action is. Or HatchToyota.com, because these deals won't last forever.
Don't settle for less on a gift when you can give way more for way less. The Hallmark Gold Crown store in Pine Top goes beyond having the perfect card. Exciting new lines were just released. Bourbon Barrel Foods out of Louisville, Kentucky features gourmet sauces, nuts, and seasonings. Jack Black's Men's Superior Skincare, be manly and clean. And for ladies, Pinkies Up, luxury teas, sugars, cups, and infusers. Open Monday through Saturday, the Hallmark is where smiles are made together.
Hey, everybody, the Show Low Marching Band is having a lot of fun. And, I don't know, for my money, they might be the best of the high school marching bands we've seen up here in Northeast Arizona this year. A lot of spirited play, matching the play of their team out on the field. Those Warriors wearing the helmets for the Show Low Cougars. We welcome you back into Show Low Cougar football. Home matchup for Show Low against Fountain Hills at Show Low Ford Stadium, everybody. It's 20-7, Cougars in front of the Falcons. Here's a quick pass out right side, but that's dragged down and stopped in a hurry. Isaiah Chalman on the receiving end and peeling off from his defensive line position, that outside edge rush position. To make that tackle is the very fast and very big Preston Power. He came off immediately, knew something. Obviously, he studied some film, knew what was going on right there. And the tackle is made for no gain on the play. No gain on that last pass play to Chalman. And it's second down and 10. Falcons at the Show Low 32-yard line. Shotgun. Bernard. Fly sweep action. Bernard going to throw. Rolls out to his left. Moving, directing traffic, and he goes down. That's a quarterback sack, and it's going to be, I believe, the guy that will get credit for the quarterback sack is Chris York-Smith. York-Smith able to get there for a 3-yard loss, and another quarterback sack. Is that 5 today, I think? 5 sacks. Look at our totals page real quick. So we got there. Yep, 5 quarterback sacks registered by Show Low's defense. Third down and 13 after that. Ball at the 35-yard line of Show Low. Falcons. Bernard rolling out. Pressure coming from the backside. Nice pickup block. And then this one floated high in the air. That's a jump ball. And it's incomplete at the end of it. Broken up out there. Jake Decker got a hand on it. And we've got 10-19 remaining after the incomplete pass stops the clock. 20-7, Show Low in front the Falcons. And that's simply just throw it up and hope for the best. Got a friend who coaches the Tuba City Warriors basketball team, the boys team. His name is Pete Butler. Coach Butler's been one of our broadcasters with Northland basketball over the years, so getting to know Pete very well. Always love the trips and the visits to Coach Butler's neighborhood in Tuba City, and he invites us in. We have these late night fry bread and beans meals there, and I mention it because he talks about in basketball the hope shot. You throw it up and hope something goes in. Throw down the middle, and that's incomplete. I believe that was Chalman, the intended receiver. And after a 4th and 13, that will go incomplete. Flutters out there, and the Show Low Cougars going to take over the football. The turnover on downs. Chalman, if that's him, if he was the guy who was the intended receiver, he is limping around now. He has been a little banged up out there. Well, it is Chalman, and he is gingerly walking around on that right leg of his. But he's staying out there, playing defense, playing offense, staying on the field. The turnover will give Show Low the ball at their own 35-yard line and a 2-touchdown lead for the Cougars, and they're going to go right to the ground. And Easton Pena, the cutback, trying to get up ahead of steam. You could see him grab that next gear as he turned it up, put the foot in the ground, and he is able to accelerate nicely. And a pretty good gain that takes it out across the 40 to make it a 7-yard pickup to the 42-yard line for Pena. Right there, the cutback, and he was just short of grabbing that, I don't know, what was it, maybe hitting third gear at that point. 2nd down and 3 for the Cougars. Decker split out to the right. 2 setbacks behind the quarterback. Handoff up the middle. The quick hitter is going to produce a first down. And that should be a gain of 4. It was Anderson on the carry, and he is knocked down at the 46-yard line. So move the chains, and another Show Low first down. That'll be a total of 12 in the game. 12 first downs collected by the Show Low offense. Show Low scored on their first possession of the game. They scored early on in the second quarter. They took a 14-7 halftime lead. Falcons scored their only touchdown of the game on the final play of the first half. Anderson carries the ball, and he gets knocked down. The guy that brought him down was Gannon Young for Falcons defensively. No gain on the play. The ball stays right there at the 46-yard line. Good job by Young coming up from the safety spot. Nice read. Tackle made. 2nd down and 10 for Show Low. Perkins hands it to Pena. Boy, Easton is a tough customer, isn't he? It's really hard to bring him down on first contact. And Easton takes it across midfield.
Easton Pena picks up about 7 yards on the
Easton
play.
reminds me, and he's not going to want to hear this. Nobody wearing a Show Low uniform wants to hear this. But back in the day when the Yellow Jackets, that was a 7-yard game, by the way. When Blue Ridge had all the great teams that they had guys playing offensive line just like that, just like him. He'll get the carry again, and he is following his blockers to perfection. As a guy with all the lineman sensibilities that he has, he does exactly what a lineman wants a running back to do. Follow them all the way downfield with the great block and the good push up front. Well done. Look at Dodger Hawkins leading the way, opening the lane for him to run through. And that's a 17-yard pickup for Pena. And let's check Easton's numbers for the game. 8 carries, 83 yards. 8 carries, 83 yards in the game for Easton. This time it's the quarterback calling his own number and taking it to about the 29-yard line. So call that a gain of 1 for Cash Perkins. Didn't get a bunch out of it. He was knocked down right there at the 29-yard line. And now 6:49 remaining in regulation. The Cougars trying to chew up a little clock, and along the way, see if they can add some insurance right here to a 2-touchdown lead, 20-7. Show Low in front. 2-man backfield behind Perkins. Handoff, Pena. He's got Dodger Hawkins in front, and he's going to run through 2 tacklers. There's Easton Pena for you. All effort, all the time. He has stopped short of the first down, but it really looked like he should have been stopped for no gain, didn't it? That is going to be a gain of 5 on the play for Pena. Right there should have been stopped. He splits those defenders and just keeps it going. Again, an effort run by Pena, 3rd down and 4. Coming right up. Handoff to the first man. And the Falcons are able to put a stop to that. That's going to come up short by about a yard. That's Anderson carrying the football, and I think that he gained, he got 3 when he needed 4. It should be short of the first down for Show Low. Yep. 3-yard gain on that play. 3rd down and a yard coming up. 5.5 minutes remaining. This, by the way, you're listening to Mix 98 KRFM Show Low, the broadcast home of Sports Zone Radio across the White Mountains. Listen for the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, right here on the radio. And then catch our live video broadcast of the game of the week from Snowflake High School tomorrow night at 7. Handoff right side on 4th down. That's Pena. Pena's carrying guys across the 10-yard line. And Easton with a big gain. Mark him right at about the 7-yard line. Call that a 15-yard gain for Easton Pena as he inches his way now across the 100-yard mark for the game. 10 carries, 103 yards for Easton, who really didn't get involved early on in the game. In fact, did he have many carries in the first half? Boy, just thinking about what the halftime stats look like, and I don't remember Easton having more than a couple of carries in the first half of the game. Now he's up over 100 yards, and his team is sitting at the 6-yard line. Under center, that's Cash Perkins. He's going to give it to Pena again. He's been doing the heavy lifting. Why not let him score the touchdown? And he does! Easton Pena with the cutback and a Show Low touchdown. Six-yard touchdown run for Easton Pena. Well, he carried the load down the field for them. Tough runs, effort plays, just like that one there. Would not be denied, and a 6-yard touchdown run for Easton. And by the way, let me just say, he's one of my son's best friends. I love that kid. What a great kid, Easton Pena. And with 4:25 on the clock in the fourth quarter, Show Low goes up 26-7. The point fails. But our score here again, 26-7. Show Low in front of Fountain Hills. Wait a minute. Are they going to replay this one? Hold the phone, everybody. Hold your marks. See what Chuck Copeland indicates. Unsportsmanlike on the defense. And that is going to move the ball half the distance to the goal line. Unsportsmanlike on the Falcons. So the ball is at the 1.5-yard line, and another opportunity to try to get the 2-point conversion. Alex Anderson, the single setback behind Cash Perkins. Drops it, picks it up, throws behind his receiver, incomplete, so it fails anyway. And we stay at 26-7. Show Low in front with just 4.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Everybody stand by for more of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
Win 2 premium tickets to see the king of entertainment, Mr. Garth Brooks, up close and personal at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. An $8,000 value. Thank you, White Mountains, for all your votes. Naming Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint the best auto glass company in the White Mountains. And right now, when you choose us for your insured windshield replacement, you get to pick from 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets, or full-service car wash washes at the KK Express Wash, or a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, your name goes in the hat to be drawn for 2 premium tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, including a room at Caesars Palace and spending money. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back. Woohoo!
And we're back to the action. There's the kick. It's fielded just inside the 15-yard line. And right up the middle it goes. Tackle made out across the 30. About the 32 is where Falcons are going to take over the football. Clock ran a couple of extra seconds after the tackle. About 3 more seconds. So we got 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. In this one from Show Low tonight, the Cougars taking on the Fountain Hills Falcons. These two teams, boy, I tell you, playing for their playoff lives right now. And Show Low's sitting in great position right now to close out. Get their second victory of the season. They come in 1-5 and ranked number 29 in the state. Sam Bernard rolling, throwing. Catch made right at the sticks. And they're actually going to give him the extra yard on that. So that'll be an 11-yard pickup. That's Gannon Young on the receiving end. 11 yards, the gain, and a first down for the Falcons. Sam on the roll, and there's the throw, and might have been a bit of a generous spot, but it's really hard right there to nail it, to get it. I think it was a first down either way, and they'll certainly move the chains. The ball at the 44-yard line of Fountain Hills. Nice little hitch route, catch made. Short this time of the first down, but Bernard finds him a different receiver this time. Braden LeDrew on the receiving end. Braden, a sophomore, 5'10", 140 pounds, tall and skinny. That reminds me of my sophomore year as well. 9 yards that last gain. Second down and 1. Throw it again. This time, is that LeDrew on the receiving end? Yep. LeDrew makes the catch. Second time we've called his name. Preston Power ranging out there. Makes that tackle on the sideline with help from a teammate. And the gain is 3 yards. 3 yards on that play. First down for the Falcons. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left. That stopped the clock out of bounds. Good protection, roll out, pass downfield, too tall. I think the receiver pulled up a little short on his route. He thought, I guess he didn't realize the ball would float a little bit out there. And it's incomplete to Gannon Young. You'll see him. That was the out and up, and Gannon right here, he kind of slows up, he stops. Just keep going, Gannon, just keep going. Ball out of his reach, incomplete. Stop the clock again, 3:06 remaining. Second down and 10. Coming up at the conclusion of our game, our broadcast, we will announce the White Mountain Regional Medical Center presentation of the Sports Zone Player of the Game. Pass caught short of a first down. Should be in the vicinity of 9 yards. Big hit made on Gannon Young. Gannon took a huge hit right there. 9-yard gain on the play. And then was he? Nope, he wasn't out of bounds. They kept the clock rolling. Watch Jake Decker deliver this big hit. Young is waiting. I'm right here. Throw the ball. And then Jake with an authoritative hit at the end of it. And Gannon did not want to get back up. He did eventually. They're down in a yard. Throw for the first down. Catch is made. And that's going to be that'll be for 10 yards. Isaiah Jalman is the guy who makes that catch. The 10-yard pickup on the play and a first down. Falcons quickly to the line with 2.5 minutes remaining. And then the defense wants a timeout. Show Low calls one of their 3 timeouts, so 2 remaining for them. The Falcons have one timeout left, and we'll grab a 30-second timeout on the broadcast. Everybody do stand by. 26-7. Show Low in front of Fountain Hills. We're back to Show Low Ford Stadium right after this.
If there's one player on the field that outperforms the rest, it's Perkins Cinders. Like any all-star, they put in the hard work by sourcing, sorting, and delivering all things dirt. Concrete materials, gravel, cinders, topsoil, mulch. .com. Get a load of this.
Back in from that quick timeout.
And Brewer Chiropractic.
And a big thank you to Perkins Cinders. They present the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. And a broadcast sponsor on our Game of the Week broadcast. Here comes the pass caught, complete, and fighting for first down yardage. Is that Chalman again? It was Isaiah Chalman. Hauls that one in and limps his way back to the line of scrimmage. I think he was right at the 10 yards necessary. Yep, 10 yards the gain on the play. The ball marked at the 14-yard line, and everybody moved on the offense early. So I'm going to have to step back 5 yards. I believe that was on the offense. And the offense, I think, believes it as well. Everybody moved early on that one. Another look there on the replay. Chalman on the receiving end. And the nice tackle at the end of it by the Cougars' young defender, Connor Wood. Here's first down and 15. The ball is marked out at the 19-yard line. Throw down the seam, and that's an overthrow. The man was open, the intended receiver for the Falcons. Well, they were trying to find Jackson Butcher. He was open. Just a little bit too much for him. He couldn't go up after that one. Second down and 15, stops the clock with 2:04 remaining. If the Falcons get this, you know the onside kick is coming. Miracles do happen, that's for sure. It would take one right now for Fountain Hills. Bernard's throw, incomplete.
Rolls out. Pass intended for number 5, Isaiah Chalman.
So that pass goes incomplete. Clock stops again with 1:59 remaining. And by the way, there's a great game going on as well over there on the field behind our field. You can see it on a lot of your shots right there. I saw a couple of nice plays earlier in that game. But the game at hand here sees the Falcons going for it here on 3rd and 15. Bernard throws one wildly. How about that Johnny Manziel type play? Running for his life, curling into the defense, and then at the last second, the release. That's incomplete. Stops the clock again, 1:50. Athletic effort right here by Bernard. And dangerous as well, but, you know, I guess danger is not the biggest worry. Throws into the defense provided by Jake Decker, and he breaks that pass up incomplete. 4th down and 15 on the way. Timeout is taken. Falcons spent that one. Fountain Hills has one timeout remaining. Thinking of White Mountain Regional Medical Center. They'll bring you the Sports Zone Player of the Game at the end of this one. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, outstanding partners of ours here on the Sports Zone's Game of the Week broadcast. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Halftime report sponsors, good friends, and great people at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Voted as the best auto glass company in the White Mountains. Thank you to Ace Hardware of the White Mountains. Byron Brown, our broadcast team member here at the Sports Zone. Byron Brown is the proprietor. He and Kim Brown, the owners of the Ace Hardware stores here across the White Mountains. Well, 4th down play right now. Here you go. This is do or die for the Falcons. There's the throw down the middle. That one is intercepted. First turnover is an interception. It is Easton Pena. He's got speed, and he is hard to deny. He's going to take it back to midfield. Hard to bring him down, but he is tackled at the 50-yard line. Something in the vicinity of a About a 30-yard return by Easton. We'll see where he actually picks it off as you take a look at the replay. A timely takeaway by the Show Low defense, their first of the game. And it comes in a huge moment right here. You knew they were going to throw down the middle. That's kind of been their go-to. And Easton was reading it all the way. And, yep, right there at I think he was right at the 20-yard line when he picked it. Easton has been doing it all. How about a guy who starts the season as a lineman? He's a guard. You figure I'm going to play guard the rest of the year like I have my entire high school career. And he ends up going into all these skilled positions. He's run for over 100 yards tonight. He's back there roaming around. He's got an interception. He's played some quarterback this year for the team when they needed him in an emergency. You just got to love Easton Pena and all that he's done and what he means to Show Low. And he's going to try to provide a little lead blocking right there for his teammate. Looks like the guy who carried it, the freshman, Carter Alexander, takes it to the 45 of Fountain Hills. Gain of 6 yards on the play as we are now down to a minute and 15 remaining. So the Show Low Cougars are going to get their second win of the season. They'll move to 2-5 after this one, and we'll see if a win over a very low-ranked and lower-ranked Fountain Hills team will do anything to help Show Low in the overall rankings. And I suppose that's going to depend on what teams in front of them, teams ranked at number 28 and 27 and 26 on the list. I suppose we're going to have to find out what happens with those teams and see if Show Low can bump up the rankings here. Take a knee. Perkins kneels it down and unfortunately loses a yard to his rushing totals on that one. And we'll get down to the final 36 seconds. So they'll knee it down one more time. That's all they have to do. And Show Low is going to get this victory by a final count of 26-7. There's the kneel down, and there's your ball game. They'll count down the final 22 seconds, but they don't have to run another play. Show Low's going to win this game, and we're going to get ready for our postgame coming up in a moment. We'll be talking to our Sports Zone player of the game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Let's watch for a second the handshake here, because this has been a testy game. My goodness, these two teams. It's a little bad blood out there. I don't know, maybe it's the Falcons don't have any real natural rivals, and maybe they look at Show Low as kind of that team or one of those teams. And it looks like it's all going to go fairly well here in the handshake afterward. Some sportsmanship after some chippy play at times here on a great night. It's been a beautiful night. The weather's been terrific, and it looks like we're going to go without incident here to close out the game, and that's the way to get it done, fellas. Good job. 26-7, Show Low has defeated the Fountain Hills Falcons. We'll find out who the White Mountain Regional Medical Center team is going to present the Sports Zone's player of the game to here in just a little bit, everybody, and look at some final stats and so on, and we'll see if we get a chance to talk to Carlo Hernandez as well of the Show Low Cougars here in a little bit. Stand by. Postgame coming up here on the Sports Zone's Game of the Week broadcast presented by Hatch Toyota.
This is a special savings announcement from Hatch Toyota in Show Low. All new Toyotas have got to go, including 2024 models, and that means big savings for you. Save an extra $1,000 on all new Toyotas. But that's not all. Bring in your trade and receive an extra $1,000 off our written quote. And here's the kicker. Drive payment-free for the rest of the year. No payments until January 2024. Hatch Toyota in Show Low is where the action is. Or HatchToyota.com, because these deals won't last forever.
Tired of being tethered to your home or office for a reliable internet connection?
Am I?
Then listen up. Introducing the new 100 gigabyte hotspot plan from Naked Mobile. For $75 a month, you get 100 gigabytes of LTE hotspot data, unlimited talk, and text with unlimited 3G-like data after that. Plus, get the Samsung A12 smartphone when you switch to Naked Mobile today.
Yes, please.
Stay connected wherever you go. No contact, no credit check. Sign up today at nakedmobile.com or your nearest Cellular One store.
The team at Beam & Will Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beam & Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beam & Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beam & Well Drilling.
We live in a world of ongoing change, so why not appreciate the things in our lives that remain constant? For more than 2 decades, Joyce Furniture has provided a welcoming Shangri-La that carries the highest quality home furnishings with brands like Paul Roberts, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, and of course, Tempur-Pedic. Discover Joy's timeless handcrafted pieces that have the essence of our beautiful White Mountains. Come in and find that dream piece that will become a presence in your home for years to come. Joyce Furniture. Keep the joy of the mountains in your home.
Win 2 premium tickets to see the King of Entertainment, Mr. Garth Brooks, up close and personal at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. An $8,000 value. Thank you, White Mountains, for all your votes. Naming Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint the best auto glass company in the White Mountains. And right now, when you choose us for your insured windshield replacement, you get to pick from 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. Or full-service car washes at the KK Express Wash, or a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, your name goes in the hat to be drawn for 2 premium tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, including a room at Caesars Palace and spending money. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back. Woohoo!
Not only does Perkins Cinders dominate site excavation, driveway building, and underground utility installation, they operate cinder pits and mines where they are literally crushing materials year-round. Don't just finish a construction job, crush it. Perkins Cinders, helping you get a load of this.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in to our broadcast location at Show Low High School for our postgame wrap-up. 26-7, the final score. Show Low has defeated the Fountain Hills Falcons for Show Low. The record on the season now 2-5 for the Falcons. They will drop to 2-6. 2-6, the record for Fountain Hills. Remember, Fountain Hills came in the number 30 ranked team in the state. Show Low was number 29. Your question is, how much does this victory help Show Low? Because they need lots of help, that's for sure. Now, they could still win the 3A East region title, as far as I can tell, from my somewhat rudimentary looking so far at the standings in the region. And frankly, I got to tell you, I just haven't spent a lot of time worrying about the standings right now, because there is 2 or 3 critical games on everybody's schedule in the region so far. 5 teams in the region. The Yellow Jackets will go into tomorrow. Well, they've got a bye tomorrow, so they're not even going to play. They won't play again until next Friday. Next Friday night, the Yellow Jackets scheduled to take on the Payson Longhorns. That's at Paul Morrow Stadium. So Blue Ridge has Payson remaining. Then they've got Show Low right here at Show Low Ford Stadium on October 20th. And then they'll finish the season at home, Blue Ridge will, against Round Valley. Those are 3 tough games coming up for the Yellow Jackets, who right now are 1-0 in the region and 6-1 overall, and probably the team that has the target on their back. And after Show Low lost Nash Brewer, they went from being the odds-on favorite to win the 3A East region by most accounts, by our accounts here at the Sports Zone. They went and they dropped off that perch. The favorite became Blue Ridge in our view. We consider the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets the team now to beat in the East region. But Round Valley, of course, is right there. And Payson, after playing Round Valley so close last week, holding that Round Valley team down that can score a lot of points, and did score a lot of points against Show Low, holding them to 1 touchdown that came late in the game. The Payson Longhorns are a team that you have got to be accounting for, and you got to worry about them down the stretch. Payson right now 1-1 in the region, 4-3 overall right now. Round Valley technically is the team that's in first place in the region with a 2-0 record, but because both they and Blue Ridge have no loss records in the region, they are technically tied, because that's what you look at, loss column. And with Blue Ridge at a 5-0 conference record, Round Valley's conference record's 2-2. Blue Ridge technically right now is the leader in the 3A East region. And if they win out, they would, of course, win the East region. If Round Valley wins out, they would win the East region, because they'll have to play each other. A lot of games, a lot of action left. Show Low now is 1-1 in the East region, meaning
they can still figure into the region championship by all that we can tell. That means, everybody but Fountain Hills really would seem to be in that discussion. Fountain Hills dropping to 2-6 overall, 0-3 now in the 3A East region after tonight's final. Well, back to the action at hand. The Show Low Cougars open up the scoring on their opening possession. They got their first points on the board on a Dane Ruzma 55-yard touchdown run. He would add in the second half another touchdown run of 27 yards. Ruzma, he only handled the ball twice, running from the wing, coming in on that inside counter that Show Low was running out of their wing tee set. And Ruzma, both times he touched it, both long touchdown runs. First the 55-yarder, then the 27-yarder. How about the game for Dane Ruzma tonight? Well done by Dane. Show Low's second touchdown came in the second quarter, and it was Alex Anderson finishing off a drive with a 2-yard touchdown run and a 2-point conversion added by his team's quarterback, the sophomore Cash Perkins. That made it 14-0 at that point. The Falcons scored on the final play of the first half, their only touchdown of the game. That got them on the board, and again, it was their only time that they would score. It was a touchdown pass from Sam Bernard to Cannon Lips for the points, and the point after made the halftime score 14-7. In the second half, well, a couple of more touchdowns scored by Show Low. Unable to get the points after on the 2 touchdowns that they did manage. But those touchdowns, well, the final one was an Easton Pena touchdown run. A nice one, a slashing 6-yard touchdown run for Pena, his only score of the night, to complement 109 yards rushing. The other touchdown belonged to, Dane Ruzma. He is the guy that scored that other second-half touchdown for the Cougars, who did not throw a touchdown here on this night, but they didn't need to, because they get the 26-7 victory over Fountain Hills and their first 3A East region win of the season. Show Low in the game, time of possession 20 minutes and 43 seconds. So a decided time of possession advantage to Fountain Hills, but it didn't matter, as we said. 14 first downs for Show Low today, 301 yards of total offense, and a little less than half of that coming in the second half. Total plays in the game, 44 plays for the Show Low offense. They averaged 6.8 yards per gain. 260 yards rushing for the Cougars, 41 yards passing for Show Low today. They did turn the ball over a lot, and they've got to clean that up, take care of that. Total turnovers, 5 in the game. They fumbled the ball 5 times, lost 3 of those, and threw 2 interceptions as well. Show Low did a great job in terms of not getting penalized, not playing a rough game that way. 4 penalties in the game for 35 yards assessed on the Show Low Cougars, and I don't know that actually includes the the unsportsmanlike penalty or 2 that were called on Show Low when there was a player ejected for Fountain Hills. No Show Low player apparently was ejected, by the way, in that big fracas that happened in that second half. But 4 penalties called that we have assessed against Show Low. Again, the total, just 35 yards. Penalty yardage against the Cougars. Individually, Cash Perkins, the quarterback, was 4 of 7. That's 57% pass completions for 41 yards. Did throw 2 interceptions. His leading target out there was the big guy, Preston Power, 2 catches for 27 yards. Easton Pena, 1 catch for 20 yards. Jake Decker caught 1 pass for 4 yards. And I believe that those were all the same numbers that Show Low registered in the first half. So in the second half, the Cougars did not do a whole lot of throwing the football, did they? Running the football today, Easton Pena came on strong in that second half, averaging 9.9 yards per rush, 11 carries for 109 yards for Easton tonight, 1 touchdown. His long run, 18 yards in this game. Dane Ruzma collected a lot on the ground as well. 2 carries for 82 yards, and they were both touchdowns. 1 for 55, 1 for 27. Great job by Dane Ruzma. Cash Perkins, the quarterback, 11 carries for 35 yards. Alex Anderson, 11 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown for Show Low. On the other side, the Falcons, well, they yielded 301 yards of offense to Show Low. Fountain Hills came on in the second half and really had
an equivalent number, very close to the same second half total offense yardage as Show Low. Time of possession for Fountain Hills, 27 minutes and 17 seconds. 12 first downs for Fountain Hills. I think that was 8 of those came in the second half. Total yardage, 191 yards. A much better second half than first half for the Falcons. They ran 60 total plays. 60 total plays in the game. That's a ton right there. But only averaged 3.2 yards per offensive play. Rushing yardage total, -6. Negative rushing yardage. You got to give that Show Low defense, Danny Hawkins, the defensive coordinator, and all those kids on that side of the ball, give them a ton of credit. They, of course, a lot of that yardage was on quarterback sacks, 5 quarterback sacks. All of that is counted against rushing yardage, but still, -6 for the game. You'll take that every time you get out there, won't you? 197 yards passing for the Falcons in this one today. They threw the ball a lot, especially in the second half. Falcons were penalized 9 times for 40 yards. They fumbled it once and did not lose that fumble, but they did throw 1 interception in the game. That one, an Easton Pena pick. And 1 total turnover for the Falcons today against Show Low. Well, the quarterback, Sam Bernard, 19 of 35 for 197 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He did complete 54.3% of his passes. Leading receiver on the night was Isaiah Chalman, 7 catches, 68 yards. Gannon Young was 1 yard behind, 5 catches for 67 yards. And checking in as well was Jackson Butcher, 2 receptions for 24 yards. Cannon Lips caught 2 passes for 21 yards. One of those was a touchdown for 18 yards. And Anthony Mucci caught 1 pass for 5 yards today for the Falcons. Running the football, the leading ball carrier was Gabriel Haynes. 6 carries, 3 yards. That's an average of 0.5 yards per rush. The quarterback, Sam Bernard, 10 carries, but 5 of those were quarterback sacks. -7 total yards for him then in the game. Cannon Lips, 8 carries for -2 total yards. Again, you got to give a lot of kudos, a lot of credit to the Show Low defense. What an outstanding performance tonight by the Cougars on that side of the ball. And they limited that Fountain Hills team to the 1 touchdown that the Falcons managed that came on the final play of the first half. Well, we're going to talk to our Sports Zone player of the game. That's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Do that in a little bit. We're just going to tell you who that is right now. That's Easton Pena. Pena with the 109-yard rushing night tonight. He had the interception toward the end of the game. Also scored a touchdown run in the football for Show Low as he did a lot of duty, double duty, offense, defense. He did it all tonight, and he is our Sports Zone player of the game. It's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. We'll have a discussion with him coming up in just a few moments. And we think we're also going to be talking to a couple of those other players as well for Show Low. We'll see if we get an opportunity to speak to the head coach, Carlo Hernandez, here on this broadcast of Cougars football, part of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. And we'll be back in a moment. All this is presented by Hatch Toyota. Stand by. More coverage coming right up.
This is a special savings announcement from Hatch Toyota in Show Low. All new Toyotas have got to go, including 2024 models. And that means big savings for you. Save an extra $1,000 on all new Toyotas. But that's not all. Bring in your trade and receive an extra $1,000 off our written quote. And here's the kicker. Drive payment-free for the rest of the year. No payments until January 2024. Hatch Toyota in Show Low is where the action is. Or HatchToyota.com, because these deals won't last forever.
Tired of being tethered to your home or office for a reliable internet connection?
Am I?
Then listen up. Introducing the new 100 gigabyte hotspot plan from Naked Mobile. For $75 a month, you get 100 gigabytes of LTE hotspot data, unlimited talk, and text with unlimited 3G-like data after that. Plus, get the Samsung A12 smartphone when you switch to Naked Mobile today.
Yes, please.
Stay connected wherever you go. No contact, no credit check. Sign up today at nakedmobile.com or your nearest Cellular One store.
The team at Beeman Will Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
We live in a world of ongoing change, so why not appreciate the things in our lives that remain constant? For more than 2 decades, Joyce Furniture has provided a welcoming Shangri-La that carries the highest quality home furnishings with brands like Paul Roberts, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, and of course, Tempur-Pedic. Discover Joy's timeless handcrafted pieces that have the essence of our beautiful White Mountains. Come in and find that dream piece that will become a presence in your home for years to come. Joyce Furniture. Keep the joy of the mountains in your home.
Win 2 premium tickets to see the king of entertainment, Mr. Garth Brooks, up close and personal at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. An $8,000 value. Thank you, White Mountains, for all your votes. Naming Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint the best auto glass company in the White Mountains. And right now, when you choose us for your insured windshield replacement, you get to pick from 2 delicious steak dinners at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets, or full-service car washes at the KK Express Wash, or a $100 gift certificate for window tint. And right now, your name goes in the hat to be drawn for 2 premium tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, including a room at Caesars Palace and spending money. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-597. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back to you. Woohoo!
Not only does Perkins Cinders dominate site excavation, driveway building, and underground utility installation, they operate cinder pits and mines where they are literally crushing materials year-round. Don't just finish a construction job, crush it. Perkins Cinders, helping you get a load of this.
Back here, everybody, to our broadcast location at Show Low High School to wrap up tonight's broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Thursday edition tonight. We'll be back doing it again tomorrow night, Friday night. This time at Snowflake High School. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Snowflake kicks off against the Poston Butte Broncos. It's homecoming for the Lobos, and that will be preceded tomorrow at 5 o'clock by the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. Join us on the radio, Mix 98 KRFM, right here on the radio for the Friday Night Football Show. Again, that's tomorrow night. Now, next Friday night, we'll be at Paul Morrow Stadium, Blue Ridge hosting the Payson Longhorns. Had that game for you. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, we might have Blue Ridge for 3 consecutive weeks to wrap up the season, because I know the following week Blue Ridge is going to come here. That'll be on October 27th, if I'm not mistaken, something in that neighborhood. Or maybe it's the 20th. I don't know. My days are getting away from me, but we'll have Show Low hosting Blue Ridge on that night. And then what could be the 3A East Region championship game, if these 2 teams, Blue Ridge and Round Valley, hold true and keep winning games, we might have Blue Ridge Round Valley on that final week of the regular season. But a lot can change, and this team that we covered tonight has an opportunity for sure to make a difference in the standings, can shake things up, and still mathematically, I believe, can win the 3A East region. And in doing so, give themselves an opportunity to go to the playoffs, because short of winning the region, it is going to be tough mathematically for the Show Low Cougars to be able to get into the playoffs. It's just going to be a tough go. And so every game, I believe, if you're the Show Low Cougars, have to treat like it's the playoffs. And we're certainly pulling for Show Low to finish strong this season. And tonight is a good way to get that done. They got it done with a 26-7 victory over the Fountain Hills Falcons. We're going to get a chance to speak to our Sports Zone player of the game, everybody. So let's roll some tape on that, and let's get an introduction done in that direction. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back into Show Low High School for tonight's Sports Zone Game of the Week broadcast, brought to you by Hatch Toyota. And tonight, the Show Low Cougars, in a must-win circumstance in the 3A East region, did get a victory. They ended with a 26-7 win over the Fountain Hills Falcons on a beautiful, beautiful night here. And again, the big win, and it was keyed by a couple of things. First of all, some stout defense. The Show Low rushing defense on our stat sheet limited Fountain Hills to -6 yards rushing on the ground. What a great job. That middle, the front line in the middle of that defense for Show Low was impenetrable tonight for the Fountain Hills rushing attack. So give him a lot of credit on that side. On the offensive side, the guy who carried the load, particularly in the second half, joins us now. He's the Sports Zone's player of the game, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Let's talk to the senior, Easton Pena, about the big victory tonight for Show Low. Easton, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Floyd.
Well, let's go ahead and bring that right up there. Yeah,
okay.
And Easton, hey, great job, man. Great job. Great win for the guys, for the team. This is a team that has changed a lot over the course of the year. You lose Nash Brewer. The loss of a guy like Nash is going to hurt any team out there, and you've had to rally, reform, and become a different identity. And I'm watching it happen out there, and this is a much improved performance, I'm sure you would say, going back over the last couple of weeks. Talk about your team to win, and again, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you. Obviously, losing Nash Brewer is not something you could just recover from. So, obviously, I had a step-in quarterback, and that didn't go so well. But, yeah.
But willing to do it.
Yeah. Just losing someone like Nash is, you can't replace him. But it took us a couple weeks, but we're finally starting to figure it out.
Okay, so Easton, listen, I want to ask you first then, okay? Let's talk about you at the beginning of the year. You're playing guard on offense. Of course, you're a linebacker on defense. Was there any thought in your mind that later on this season, I might end up being a running back? I might end up in the backfield. I might end up returning kicks. I might end up doing all this other stuff that I'm blocking for. I'm blocking for these guys, and I'm giving them the opportunities. Did any of that ever cross your mind?
No. In the summer on 7-on-7s, we had a couple guys miss, so I stepped in then, but it never occurred to me that during the regular season that would happen.
Well, Easton, you look as natural as can be out there, okay? And the way you ran the ball tonight, and by the way, I was commenting during the broadcast, the effort runs. It was all effort from you tonight. And that slashing 6-yard touchdown run, your touchdown you scored on offense tonight, beautiful. And it was emblematic of the way you played tonight. We have you at 109 yards rushing on the night, okay? So you cracked the century mark and score a touchdown on offense. As a guy who played on the offensive line, let's talk about them for a moment. How about the work that those guys did to give you the opportunity to rush for over 100 yards?
I basically just had to sit there. They did all the blocking. I just had to follow them. Like Dodger on that long sweep run I had, I just grabbed his back and he led me there.
Okay, so I was talking about, again, that moment when you had that run. Anything in your mind going on like, this is how I want a running back to follow my blocks downfield? This is what you guys are supposed to do. Hey, maybe the fact that you have so much experience as a lineman, maybe that makes you a better running back. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, you certainly did a great job on that side. Now let's talk about on the defensive side. First, your interception right there at the end of the game. Seals the game. Read it nicely. Read the eyes perfectly. Now, Fountain Hills threw the ball a lot in the second half, and they were starting to throw down that seam a lot. They threw in the middle of the field all night long, and it was like one of those moments where you just seem to know, hey, listen, they're going to keep doing it. I'm going to step in. I'm going to take the ball away.
Yeah, I could tell that was coming from a mile away. It was 4th and long. The seam was open all night, so I just had to be there to make the play.
Yeah, it was a great play, and you get another tick mark on the stat sheet. You get an interception tonight, and a good run. Brought it back to midfield after that, I think, 30-yard return of that interception. You had that. But, I started out by talking about the job that the defense did to stop the run, your run defense tonight. We have on our stat sheet their total numbers, and of course sack yardage is figured into rushing yardage, but we have them at -6 yards rushing tonight. What would you say about the job your defense did?
I think that's how Show Low defense has always been, and we haven't really had that this year, but we're starting to finally click. We got a bunch of young players that are trying to finally figure out how Show Low plays defense.
There's some guys, I'm going to throw some names at you, okay, because we called a few of these guys. Jackson Judd had a great game tonight in the middle of that defense. Number 44 was running all over the place. Preston Power played a great game defensively. Chris Yorksmith, a young sophomore, we called his name out there a lot tonight. Is there anybody else you want to add to the list and talk about your defense?
Connor Wood, he's a sophomore, and he's been balling out the past couple of weeks.
He was all over the place. Connor deserves a call-out for sure. Jake Decker was involved, and he broke up a couple of passes and made some plays for the team out there. Had a very authoritative, thundering hit on the sideline on the opposite side. It got a little chippy tonight, these two teams. Is that kind of I don't really feel like there's a natural rival for Fountain Hills. Maybe Payson, but I don't know if Payson feels that way. Yeah. It almost feels like Fountain Hills has a little grudge out with the Show Low Cougars. I don't know. It was chippy out there tonight.
Obviously, we both not had the season that we've wanted, so we're both trying to just fight and get the win, so it can get a little scrappy.
And a little frustrating, right, at times, yeah. Well, do you feel like there's something to build on with this win tonight?
Yes. Getting a second win really means a lot for us, but we just got to keep working.
Hey, congratulations. You did a great job, and I love you, man.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, there's Easton Pena right there. Our Sports Zone Player of the Game. It's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. A 26-7 victory tonight for the Show Low Cougars over Fountain Hills. Our coverage presented by Hatch Toyota. And we continue on, everybody. We continue with our post-game coverage here. Let's speak to another one of those seniors who is going to step in, join us for a quick spell. He's used to this. He's done it a time or two when he's not out in the forest hunting. He's doing some getting some great sports exploits done out on the field of play or out on the court somewhere. Let's talk to one of those great defenders tonight that was ranging all over the place. Hey, back in, everybody, and we welcome you back into the Sports Zone's Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. A 26-7 win tonight for the Show Low Cougars at home, and we're joined by one of the heroes, the guy that had a great game. Preston Power joins us. Now, Preston, welcome in. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Well, Preston, you needed a win. Let's begin right there. Show Low needs a win. Mathematically, you came in ranked at number 29. It's going to be very difficult to move up into a playoff position for that. I'm not saying it's impossible. You got a couple of teams that are going to help you out with points left on your schedule, but still, that's going to be tough. I think what you need to do is win the region, and I think that's still out there for you to possibly get done. But along the way, every game is critical. Did you guys come in with a playoff mentality tonight and just say, hey, we have to win this game?
We sure did. We had a bunch of stuff underneath our skin, and we just needed to let loose, and I think we showed it off tonight.
Okay, Preston, especially in the first half, you were all over the field ranging, and you're lining up on the right side of the defense. You're lining up on the left side, some quarterback pressures. You had 1 or 2 sacks, I think, tonight, but you were all over. You were making plays in the backfield. You were chasing down plays down past the line of scrimmage. Can you tell me about your approach, your thoughts, and how you came into the game tonight?
I think it all starts with the coaching. Each day we go over little things at a time that really help out and allow us to do our skills and show our skills were basically on the field.
So, Preston, a couple of key injuries to the team this year, particularly Nash Brewer, and that changed your team overnight. It immediately changed the identity of the team. The team looked lost in that Paradise Honors game after he went down, struggled against Round Valley, but it looks to me, it feels like you're getting your footing back. It feels like this team right here is finally figuring out, okay, here's how we go on. Here's our new identity. Am I seeing that right? And how do you feel about where the team is right now?
I feel like we're doing great right now. Even though we missed Nash, it's just we have Cash stepping in there. Even though he's young, we're still doing great, and he's getting there. He's figuring it out.
Some of your other guys played great tonight. Jackson Judd, I thought, had a great game in this one. Across that front line, Chris Yorksmith, we called him a lot, opposite of you on the line of scrimmage. Between you two guys, that's some pretty heavy-duty work that gets done up front. You mind sharing some of your favorite plays or just some of the guys around you that contributed big?
Definitely, I would say Chris Yorksmith. Me and him control the edges, and Jackson Judd getting in the middle, and Dodger Hawkins in the middle too, just great contributors.
Yeah, no doubt about it. How about Dane Ruzma? How about the job he did tonight? Obviously not one of your defensive line cohorts, but Dane touched the ball twice on offense, okay? He ran that little inside counter for you off the wing. And the first time he touched it, he reeled off a 55-yard touchdown run. The second time he touched it, a 27-yard touchdown. That's it. He carried it twice, and they were both long touchdown runs. How about Ruzma tonight?
Dane Rusman has some great speed, some great blocking and when you get great blocking and great speed, good things happen.
All right, you feel good about things, about where you're going right now?
I sure do.
All right, good to hear from you. Good to talk to you as always, my friend. And I told Easton I love you. I love you too. Okay.
Love you
All
too.
right, great to see you, man. Congratulations on the win, Preston Power, right there, everybody, and a big win for the Show Low Cougars, 26-7. They have taken down the Fountain Hills Falcons here on a beautiful night in Show Low. I've been saying that a lot, haven't I? It's been a beautiful night, everybody. We got a chance to talk to one more of those guys, one of the big fellas up front, one of the junior linemen going to join us here as we continue our post-game wrap-up. Well, hey, everybody, a big win for the Show Low Cougars and a much-needed win here in the 3A East region. Show Low moves their season record to 2-5 now with a 26-7 win over the Fountain Hills Falcons tonight right here at home, and the Cougars, they get the job done and in a must-win situation for them. And they're really all must-win games from this point forward for the Cougars if they want to get into the postseason. Floyd Simmons here, a chance to talk to one of the heroes. Dodger Hawkins joins us now. Dodger, welcome in, and congratulations on your big win.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Dodger, and I'm going to ask you to hold that microphone close, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, Dodger, your line on both sides of the ball did a great job.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 301 yards of offense. Most of that was rushing yardage.
Yes, sir.
109 yards for Easton Pena on the ground, 82 yards rushing for Dane Rusma, okay?
Sure.
So guys getting it done, but they can't get it done without the work of the big fellas up front. So let's start right there with you and your guys across the offensive line. How do you feel like you guys did your job?
We did better tonight. Ahead of the season, we weren't doing our job really. They were getting through, making plays in the backfield. At the beginning of the year, our coach said it was on us, and you could tell it was on us. At the beginning of the year, we weren't doing our job, and you see what happens.
When you do your job,
yes, sir,
good things are going to happen, aren't
yes,
they? Do you guys, what sense of pride do you take with you when you know that your running game does so well? Again, 109 yards rushing for Easton. Most of that was in the second half. Talk about the pride that you and the offensive linemen feel when that happens.
We just have this grudge in our stomach because every day they come at practice, tell us it's up to us. So we have to, it's up to us. If we don't do our job, we lose. So, and he just follows us. Good work to Easton Pena tonight. He followed us, and he did his job.
We have a great highlight, and I'm sure it's going to show up on film, where Easton has a big gain. I don't know, it's a 20-yard-ish gain down on the right side there in the second half, and he's following you.
Sure.
You're lead blocking from downfield. Eventually he ends up, I think he's got a fistful of jersey behind you as he is following you downfield. And it shows a couple of things. First of all, just a great play, but also that you're still blocking and pushing and working on guys that far downfield. You see a lot of teams and a lot of linemen out there, they aren't working at that level and working to that distance. Is that what's going into that? What kind of instruction from your coaching staff?
Sure.
What's happening internally for you to keep on your block for that distance?
At practice, every day, every second, they tell you keep moving, don't stop. If the play's still going, go hit someone, go do something. Don't just stand there and look dumb, basically.
Yeah. Get the work done, right?
Yes, sir.
And one more thing on the defensive side, the guys in the trenches right there, okay? Now, on the edges, I talked to Preston a while ago. Preston, Chris York-Smith had great games on the edges. But your defense, thanks in large part to that defensive line, limited Fountain Hills. We have them on our stat sheet to -6 yards rushing for the game. That's got to make you proud.
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me about the guys on the defensive line that make you most proud?
It's everyone. Those young guys came in and stepped up. That Javen, he's brand new. He just showed up 2 weeks ago, and you see what he does. He's a hard worker. He goes every play. And also Curtis Wilhound, he's going to be good. We have a bunch of young kids that are starting to step up, giving me a little break and being able to.
Big stuff.
Sir.
How important was the win for you guys tonight?
Big win. important win. If we knew if we lost, we're out no matter what. So this was a playoff game for us. If we lost, we're done.
Congratulations on the big win.
Sir.
Dodger, before I let you go, I got to tell you, I've been seeing you for I don't know how long. It seems like you've been this big, by the way, since you were 7 years old, okay?
Yes,
so
thank you,
I've been
sir.
seeing you running around Show Low forever, all right? And never more than tonight, looking at you right here across, never more have I seen how much you look like your grandpa, Randy Tenney.
Thank you, sir. Yes,
never more
man.
than this. You look a lot like him. Every day getting more like him.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
good, and that's a big compliment.
Yeah, that's
okay?
a good person to be.
All right, Dodger, congratulations.
Yes,
Go
sir.
enjoy this
Thank
win,
you,
okay?
sir.
Dodger Hawkins right there, one of the big linemen up front for the Show Low team that gets a victory 26-7 tonight over the Fountain Hills Falcons. The Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Well, that was fun. Great job to our production team. Congratulations on the work and then a job well done. Derek Simmons, our producer, our technical director, Big Joe Matthews tonight, also working camera for us, Sean Ulvestad, and our stats provided tonight by the lovely Sonia Simmons. For the entire crew, I am Floyd Simmons reminding you that tomorrow night, the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show takes to the airwaves on Mix 98 KRFM Show Low at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to talk a lot about the Friday Night Football Show Hall of Fame. We're going to have some guests in studio and talk a lot about some legendary football players from the past 33 years. So we invite you. It's going to be a lot of fun, a great show. Join us for all of that tomorrow night beginning at 5 o'clock on the radio. And then live video stream coverage of our Game of the Week from Snowflake High School. Homecoming for the Lobos as they take on the Poston Butte Broncos. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Next week, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Next Friday, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets will take on the Payson Longhorns, and that'll be our next broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week. Been a lot of fun, everybody, and we hope that you are having an awesome, awesome night. We'll see you again tomorrow night for the next broadcast. And until then, for the entire crew, Floyd Simmons saying thank you for being with us. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next broadcast of the Sports Zone Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Good night from Show Low.